But that was last week. And on this week, we continue with the team basically watching Lulu play with a rubber duck, which she has happily placed on her head with a little bit of a giggle.
Do you think with those tentacles being frozen in the ice for so long that, you know, it's like deep freeze calamari?
Lulu would speak up. I'm not a very big fan of seafood most days. It gives me indigestion.
Fair enough. I mean, it's a hard sell with most of the population. Okay.
Probably a little freezer bird right by now. Been there a few little bit.
I didn't take you for someone who's precious about food too much, Nimbar.
I mean, you gotta have some standards.
Most of my people's food is based on a dare.
Okay, apparently you don't. I do.
Well, all I was saying is, you get the guts, lung, kidney, heart, mash them all up with some oats, stick it in the stomach, boil it, delicious.
Lulu's going to take a little bit of a walk over, look up towards Alec and blink a few times and nod. She goes, alright, next time you get one of those things on the go, I want to give it a shot. That sounds pretty tasty.
Alright. Just need to get a sheep.
Lulu gives her head a shake. We had a mechanical sheep one time, but I don't think that would have worked. I'm not actually sure if Lulu was there for that, but there's no way she didn't hear that story.
Lulu was not there yet, but yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
She was with us in spirit. Can't find my pen. Should we push on up this tunnel? Or was there another direction that caught anybody's eye?
I mean, we're halfway up. We might as well keep going up. Well, let's just see what's around the corner first. Looks like the entrance to a tunnel.
I was about to be really excited because I was like, yes, I beat Kieran here. But then I realized that he wasn't coming today. And regular old Courtney.
Hello.
What's up, guys?
Hi, Courtney.
Good morning.
Morning.
Madden va. Oh, do you think that tunnel... Well, we don't know that yet because we're not there.
Well, no, again, like Nimbar's kind of describing what he sees.
Yeah, I think the tunnel goes like into this corridor here. Is that what's going on? But I don't know if we can discern that yet. But then you can see it. I don't know. Floating heads are weird.
Wow. Well, tell us how you really feel.
It's fucking weird, man. It's your head, but not your head.
That head doesn't look like me at all. It's blue.
Then why is it called not Nimbar? But most of the time,
it's not Nimbar.
most of the time, I'm not convinced it's not some kind of shared hallucination.
Who's to say the entire world isn't just a shared hallucination brought on by some strange person with a power trip convincing other people to traverse hell?
See, if I have been doing all this suffering for a made-up world, I will lose it.
Lulu lifts up her head and looks towards the two of you and gives a shake. She goes, I don't know what are you two going on about with this philosophical bull crap, but I think we got things to do. And she gives a nod and holds the lollipop in her opposite hand and gives it a casual lick.
You know what? You're right, Lily. We are overthinking this by half.
Sorry, what are we trying to decide?
we're just being weird.
They're having a psychological.
okay.
Lulu's going to look over towards Bellamy, be like, "Oh, don't mind them. They're having a physiological, psychological debate over whether or not the creation of the world in and of itself is just valid, truthful, or entirely in their heads." She gives a few nods. I think they were having a few too many of the rumsicles.
Oh dear. Too early for an existential crisis.
Yeah. Are these toilets?
They would appear to be. I am very limiting on the information I pass out to the floating head as it moves around. It just gets to physically see what's there.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the plumbing no longer works.
Probably not.
Well,
It looks. I don't see anything dangerous. That's not to say there's not.
don't eat the blue ice in the toilets.
Guys, random update. I just found my Apple Pencil after missing it for like 2 or 3 weeks. But I was pretty sure where it was. I just had to move a mattress to get to it.
I was going to ask what part of the bed had it fallen under.
It's the same place it always falls under, right near the backboard. Anyway, sorry for that unrelated thing. I just was really excited and needed to share.
Well, those pencils aren't cheap. So that's pretty cool. And they're fancy, too. If I could draw, I'd get one in a heartbeat.
I used a gift card to get it for what it's worth, so, I didn't spend money on it.
That's fair. I will say, this next zone, as you walk into it, you do see a tunnel leading to the southwest in this room. On top of that as well, you also notice what appears to be latrines. I will say, the tunnel itself is completely caved and filled, however, with snow up to the brim, which is turned very solid, almost like a sheen of ice. We all know that feeling when you were a kid and you ran and jump off a bank and you're like, oh, this is gonna be good, I'm gonna land in the snow, and your feet connect with the solid, crisp top layer, turn into a sheet of death. You may even be getting flashbacks, looking slightly down this hole, seeing all that snow packed away. Beyond that, indeed, behind yourselves, you find 3 latrines.
Then you scrape the shit out of your shins because the ice is very sharp.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you're lucky enough to break through, oh yeah. If you're not, you literally just hit and crumple down into a ball. It's, oh.
Yeah, I always like the snow crust that you get where it's soft and fluffy underneath, but like you get that hard crust over the top.
Yeah, I've gotten a few good injuries. I always wear the puffy pants whenever I did it after the first time. The 3 holes where the toilets once sat are all long since fairly worn out, and you can see the remnants of construction for what used to be walls in front of them, separating them off, but the shift to the hellscape did not seem pleasant for this room, as it's mostly been torn apart.
Are there like half walls?
Barely. Remnants of walls in these areas that you can see here with random crap in front of them, essentially.
So if I go behind here, am I like hidden?
Partially. You'd have partial coverage. It's coming up to about your hip at best at spots.
I'm gonna drop down and be like, look guys, I'm Jade. And just kind of like wiggle my way into some snow and hide.
Lulu's going to blink a few times and be like, oh no, where did she go?
And I'll pop out and go, boom.
Oh, there she is. Yeah, she is just like Jade. Look at that. She even gives Jade a little ribbing as she does so. Then she blinks a few times as she looks around when she realizes she can't find Jade. And then spots him. If everyone has passive perception, I'm going to say Jade has passive stealth. I mean, I'm just moving a few minis forward.
I hope there's no spirits trapped in here.
It'd be a shitty place to be trapped.
Admittedly, you're not
Indeed.
sensing any of the arcana breaks, so...
Thank the gods. That's something at least for those poor souls.
Lulu give a shake of her head. No, a DM didn't want to touch this one with a 10-foot friggin' pole. Something about moaning myrtle having a monopoly. Lulu huffs a little bit, having made an amazing Harry Potter reference.
I've got a Harry Potter advent calendar. It's got Lego in it.
Oh, nice. I saw that one. It's really cool. I got Reese's.
Are you enjoying it?
Well,
so
I got
much.
spoilers, but they don't always come up on time. It's disappointing.
Hey,
But
I gave you 3
understandable.
spoilers the day before yesterday. You're good until tomorrow at this point. I kind of mixed them out randomly throughout the day. It's like, I'm going to give him one now. Give him one now. But I didn't pop out one yesterday because honestly, I was a little bit too busy. Plus, I mean,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I dropped 3 in the one the previous day for the fun of it because I figured I wouldn't get to one before the game. Yesterday was a busy day, but that happens.
I have the best advent calendar. Won't lie.
It's not a bad one. I have some fun with it.
Did you get the dice one, John?
Oh no! The spoiler one.
Oh, that's what you meant, right?
Yeah, yeah. I really like spoilers. Okay, I have a problem not knowing.
Oh yeah. So I throw down some fun ones.
This is just the bathroom section, isn't it? Oh, if this is the bath section, there'll be a bed section, then there'll be a beyond. Unless we've already
And
been in beyond.
That's how we get back home. We go to the Beyond section and it'll take us back to the material plane. It'll be great. You solved it.
Lulu blinks a few times and says, "You want to go beyond the dungeons that sometimes have dragons in them? So, Dungeons and Dragons Beyond? D&D Beyond? I don't know if we'll ever find something like that."
I just want to make it clear that I have actually been listening the whole time, even
Oh,
if it
yeah.
might was doing like 50 million things. I kind of was, but I can multitask, so it's fine.
I pulled your mini up forward with the team.
B. What's that? Sorry.
Oh, I pulled your mini up forward with the team.
Thank you. I'm just about to get off my phone and go back onto Discord on the Chromebook, so I will be there.
Does anyone have any thoughts? We go up or to the left?
Everyone hear me?
Yep, barely though.
Yeah.
Can
Just for a
hear you,
second.
Clem Fandango?
Clem.
6 to 1, half dozen in the other.
Alright, I can work with 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Let's go up.
Okay.
Heading up leads to a large opening in the cavernous systems, though there doesn't seem to be anything there. Beyond that, another entrance from this area leads towards the north.
Oh, I think I can just see the outline of a bed.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
My theory is coming. It's coming to be.
Lulu's gonna lean over towards Flux and just mutter, "If we find someone with a big old sign that says Beyond on it, he isn't gonna let us live it down."
We're going the wrong way, though.
Let him have his fun, Lulu.
It's supposed to be bed, bath, beyond. We went bath, bed. So what's next?
Well, it sounds like we came from beyond then.
Yeah, we went beyond.
Bath and then bed. Let's have a nap.
Is that even allowed, guys? Oh my god.
this exterior does appear to be the remnants of bedroom, or multiple bedrooms, in fact, as your eyes begin to peer and stare around the small tunnels leading off in various areas, one to the north and one to the east. Though you can sense a slight wavering in the arcana in the air.
I'm going to do Missy Step. Just kind of like plop from there to here.
Okay?
See if it triggers.
Not in this room.
Okay.
I thought from the description maybe just a little bit too far away.
So, I thought you said the Arcana was. We felt the Arcana shifty thing
Yep.
in this room.
No, you could feel the edge of it here, I said. Or something along those
Oh,
lines.
okay. Okay, my apologies. I misheard.
You know, the adventurer part of me wants to flip the mattresses and like look for stuff, but then I also don't want to go through a teenager's bed.
Though,
I will.
Please wear gloves.
So, I will say,
I will not.
though it is a bit worn and frozen, it is quite frozen to the ground as well.
Aw. So can I like move the mattress or blankets or anything?
Not without great effort. It's all frozen together in a solid chunk. Like many things here, the frost has long since overtaken it.
Yeah, it's a little too cold for my hands, guys. I'm not gonna go through that.
You hear a thunk at the bottom of the bed, and as you look down, you see Lulu has her head pushed against it, her 4 little feet scurrying as hard as they can, and she's trying to shove, before she sort of flops down with a bit of a huff. No, it ain't moving.
Yeah.
I think for this one we would need flux power. Ho ho ho.
Yes. What are you doing? You want me to flip the bed?
Lulu simply
trying to
making
look at?
the
Or
joke
the
because
chest?
it was frozen in there pretty good. This is mostly just a dresser
Right, okay.
filled with drawers that have long since
Okay.
been emptied out. The
Well,
bed itself is
okay,
really
so
frozen.
okay.
Honestly, anytime anything requires a degree of strength beyond just picking it up, Lulu usually makes the reference to flux because, well, you have high strength. For Lulu, it's what you call an easy joke. Oh, right, I gotta bring Kieran's characters up as well. They're hard to notice because they don't have any pictures.
As an unfortunate default icon for a snow-themed level of hell.
I know what I'll do.
Isaac, are you feeling okay? You're looking a little red.
There you go.
Oh,
Christmas
that-
colors.
Oh, now he's looking a little green, guys.
You can't make fun. They're Christmas
You may not.
colors. John's like, damn it, it's such an easy one, though.
You underestimate my ability to make fun of things.
Made them Christmas
Unlimited
colors.
power.
Keep myself mostly safe. That'll make my life a little easier while I'm moving around. Does the copy work?
I don't know if he's looking sick, but he definitely seems a bit merry.
Oh boy.
Does the arcane wibbly wobblies get a bit stronger in here?
Weaker in that area. You almost lose connection to it, though. Nimbar, moving into that room, can definitely feel strength in here. In fact, it seems to be emanating from inside the ice itself.
Oh.
Can I make an Arcana check to see what level we need?
Yep.
What is going on today? Alright, I'm gonna reload.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, every time I click something, it takes, like, 5 minutes for it to actually do the thing.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Like, moving around, like, it click, drop. Wait. Moved.
I'll give my staff a little tap and see if a second level does it. I'll
Nope.
cast a passive sight trace. Nope.
It's gotten real quiet in here, but nope.
That was a second level, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while this is happening, Dan, go ahead and give me a perception check.
I got a 23, by the way.
With a 23 on your Arcana, you can tell it would take a level 3 spell in order to pull this one off. Dan, check your DMs on the Discord. I'm gonna send you a message.
I'll do a third level fly because I can cast it from my my violin. Then I'm not burning a slot.
I'm assuming
Okay.
also for J25, where you rolled a 7, that's what you've got for that perception?
Yes.
Perfect, thanks, Dan.
Yeah, and it's not like the fly would work anyways.
Alrighty. Bellamy pops her hands together, starts muttering some incantations, and as you do, you can sense the spell catching. And in a slight, sudden, blinding flash of light, you see now the ground around you changing. Beds appearing and popping up. And students walking through the hallways. You can see the ghostly visage of a room here where there is nothing now but ice and wall and snow. And glancing around, you see some of the familiar faces of many of the students as they wander to and fro, a couple sitting on one of the bed talking with each other, laughing. You see the guy who wields 2 swords. He's sitting in another bed, discussing with the wizard, both of them backs to whoever's viewing this video, as they chat with each other. They seem to be discussing magic and how to wield the sword, giving each other pointers and information. And if anyone's looking for any information in this room, by all means. And I just gotta send Dan a quick message.
Do we see the guy who's usually writing in the spellbook anywhere?
Yeah, him and the other guy with the 2 swords are sitting back on to whoever's in this room.
Oh,
Both
okay.
discussing. They're the ones who were discussing sword play, how to cast spells. They seem to be educating each other. As you notice looking around, a lot of the students in here are mostly just studying, practicing, and a few of them gossiping here and there.
Sorry, the guy who was teaching the one sword play, like those two are talking, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm wondering about the guy who wrote the 11th level spell.
That's the other guy sitting on the bed teaching him magic's play.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the other guy that he's normally talking to.
Oh no, he's talking to the guy who wrote the 11th level spell. The two of them are discussing. One's teaching the other swordplay basics, the other one's teaching him magic basics. They're teaching each other.
Okay.
As the can we see the spell book anywhere? Like, does it look like it's something he just leaves lying around, or is it like not present?
The spell book?
Yeah.
Over the edge of his shoulder, you can see the edges of his book, but whoever was watching for this wasn't very interested in the magics that it held. You don't get a good view of either of them. You only recognize them because back on, they're kind of hard to misplace.
Is there any other notable figures, or maybe is there anyone else doing some kind of other activity? They maybe like, can we see where they store stuff or something like that?
As you're looking around and looking into these things, everyone, including yourself, is more than welcome to make a perception check. And don't mind me, I'm just moving some tokens.
I forgot to hit the button, but it was only a 9, so it was not good.
My role is in
Sorry, Dillian, I'm moving you for a moment because you were on Nimber.
That's
ether
okay.
somewhere. Wow, that was quite the delay.
I'm just trying to prove I can roll dice. That's all I want to prove.
Oh. A natural 20 with a -1 just seems, there's something off about it in my mind.
The fact that you roll, what, like a 6 to get my 20?
It's Bellamy is the only one who takes notice while you're all doing these things. She looks up, rubbing her jaw. Hey, where'd Jade go?
Yeah, I was...
As you look back towards this area, where his token clearly is on the map, you see absolutely nothing, just an empty room.
Does Alex see that as well?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, okay. Well, that's odd. I mean, he usually comes back. Does someone have one of his favourite treats they had?
No, I don't have any of that jerky he always seems to be eating.
Alec grabs a random
Oh, I
coin
forgot all about
pouch and
the
starts.
jerky.
Alec grabs a random coin pouch and then just starts shaking it, going, Jade! Jade! I guess I'll go into the room and look for him.
As you begin walking forward, I'm gonna roll you all into the initiative order. Feel free to add yourselves in.
Boy.
Oh,
You're all
I'll
in the
move my
surprise condition
token
for the first round.
back to where I was.
Feel free to roll in for that.
Jade, what did you get us into this time?
Plus my... No, that's the wrong dice.
not Nimber should not be on the initiative.
Oh, I just rolled everybody. I'll remove him off.
Yeah,
It's easier to
that's
add them and
fair.
then remove them. And I rolled.
Yeah, no, that's
is that
totally
did that
fair.
go private or did they go public? I just have to check here. Nope, they went public. I gotta show what I rolled for Kieran, so you know I'm not cheating. I rolled 3 on both of his characters.
My initiative gets another 5 on it for I think that's a total of 9. I've still got the gift of alacrity up and running.
There you go.
My initiative is whatever I rolled. I think it was a 7 plus 12, so 19 actually, because I used a superiority die to do ambush, which means that I can add a superiority die to my stealth or initiative roll.
Oh, not bad. And what did you get on that roll?
I got a 12 on
The
it.
12. Shit,
I
look at
got
that.
12 on
I
a
see.
D12.
Oh, that was that D12
Yeah.
that popped
I'll
up.
send you. That's why. I'll send it to you if I can.
There you go.
You paste in the chat. I think.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like you
Oh,
can.
it's at the very bottom, like it was the last thing rolled.
So for the first round of combat, as mentioned, because you're all going, hey, where's Jade? With the exception of Bellamy, who immediately said, hey, where's Jade? And started going, the rest of you are under surprise condition for the first turn. So what does Bellamy do?
Oh shit. I'll move my 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 through Alec.
Are you yelling at Fergus, dude?
I'm just trying to get an explanation out of him. He's lying on the rug, eating his bone, but he comes over, opens the door wide open,
So
letting all
let's all the heat out.
yeah, and then goes back to the rug and starts chewing his bone again.
You should have heard him. He was talking to Fergus for like I heard him talking for like 15 seconds. Like it wasn't just like why, it was a very very angry.
I wasn't. I
So
was
we
more of a
can't-
questioning, confused thing.
Just funny.
So we can't
Sorry,
see
Courtney.
Jade at all? No, that's okay.
You cannot see Jade at all. I can confirm that.
Okay, but we can see the space where the token is, but we don't see Jade?
Yeah, I just have him set on the map because I have him
Right.
set on the map so we can still track him in the battle sequence. But the last you saw, he was up this way, and when you looked back, he was gone.
Okay. I'm
Even
going
Jade's a little
to...
confused as to what just happened. He has an idea, because, I mean, I've been chatting with him in the DMs.
Oh, that's a 10-minute cast time. Never mind. I'm just going to hold off because I don't need to be up into it. I'm just gonna say I don't see Jade. Trouble might be coming. And I will. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Alrighty. As your turn comes to an end, it's now... Oh, I have to begin combat. It's now Jade's turn. Jade, you are still under the grapple effect of this mysterious thing that's going on that I'm sparing details that you know that the rest of the party doesn't, because I like leaving it out there. You attempted to free yourself from a grapple once already, and you were unsuccessful. Are you trying again?
Dimension door to right behind Isaac.
Alright. Jade pulls a dimension door. Let me just copy his token because it's easier to do it that way. And makes himself disappear and reappear, landing
Wait,
behind the party.
Where's Reddit, Isaac?
We might have a token on
Underneath Bellamy.
Oh, there are
yeah,
two
yeah.
Bellamy.
Why do we have two? There we
Yeah.
go. One is dangerous enough, okay? I do not need 2 bards on the team. Like, I need to actually win some dice rolls at some point.
The problem is, I think with 2 bards on the team, like, nothing would get done. They would just be flirting with each other.
Anything
true.
that gets done, they both be like, we give bonuses. So, you know. All right. Jade has successfully, but I accidentally pulled him off the initiative order doing that. Jade has successfully dodged. I'm just going to put you at like a 23 there, so give me a sec to update that. Anything else for Jade's turn as you reappear with your friends and allies? Your physical form restored as you can see yourself once again, I will add. Sound returning.
The planetar we freed is over there.
The planet.
Oh, with the what now?
Remember at the end of the
Yes,
Frost
the-
dungeon, I freed the planetar? He's up there. He grabbed me.
Oh no. Anything else for Jade's turn?
Oh no.
No.
All right.
Fuck.
A bad touch.
Nimbar's turn. You are no longer
No, it's
under the
not.
surprise condition. Flux's turn. You are no longer under the surprise condition.
Gotcha.
Nimbar's turn. You are no longer under the surprise condition. I think I could continue saying that for a little while. Sir Junior, Isaac, Alec, Lulu. We go all the way back around to Bellamy's turn.
No, real quick. Didn't Alec get a 31 on his perception and Bellamy got 30? Like, I know Bellamy got a 20. So.
I didn't notice that he got the 30. I thought he did bad. My bad.
No, he
He wouldn't
saw
be
a
under
31.
If Alex got anything he wants to try, he wouldn't be under surprise for this round either then.
Oh, okay. I hadn't thought about it. Because I thought I was surprised. Okay, so...
my apologies, I should have brought that up sooner. Sorry.
No worries. Just glad you caught it. Okay, there's a planetar. There's a nasty planetar out there somewhere. I will just go Super Saiyan. I'll go into my starry form. I'll go into the form of an archer. And I will... I'll ready a thorn whip, and if it pops up, I'll try and whip it. And that'll be me.
Alrighty. Bellamy, you're up. Lulu scrambling up to her feet. Whoa, we got a planetar. I'll whoop his ass. Where you go? Oh wait, no, those things are tough. I think I can. I'll try. I think I can do it. Oh no. Lulu having an internal struggle.
I'm going to... Let me just see which one's better. Okay, no. I'm going to cast Beacon of Hope.
Bellamy brings the bacon.
So, we all have advantage on wisdom saves, death saves, and regain the maximum number of hit points whenever you're being healed. And I'm just gonna stay to the side because I don't need to be up in the business, and that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. Jade's turn. Meanwhile, Dan's like, I don't know. You trapped me pretty good there. I don't wanna.
I'll probably regret this.
I gotta actually be honestly a little surprised that it was one of those few times that Dan rolled low and it helped me from the perception check, else I would never have got the drop on him. This makes me happy as a DM. I like getting the drop on players sometimes. It doesn't happen often enough.
Hello
Especially
again, Fergus.
not in Avernus.
Yeah. Y'all super paranoid in Avernus. It's like, I got
Players.
this evil plan, and I'm gonna trick them into raiding on, and they're gonna take this contract on, and the players are like, no, we're gonna take the very long way around to do it, and I'm like, son of a Oh. Jade creeps forward.
I'm going to sit here, and if he comes within range, I'll attack him with honey seal.
Because you have 10 foot of blind sight, right?
Yep.
Alright, that's an easy enough thing for me to actually put on there. Because all I gotta do is give you a little... What's your favorite color?
Don't really have one.
Pick one.
Red.
Red? Alrighty, let me grab red, and I'm gonna turn the color intensity down on that, and if I hit update on your token, you should now... Oops. There you go. You can now see just about how far your character can see with that blind sight. Though I'm going to change it from pulsing wave because it does cut the edge off a little bit. Light dome works better. There's your 10 foot of blind sight vision, how far it carries you.
Looks like you have a force field around you.
And with
You
your
would have
10
taught me
foot,
well.
you don't pick anything up in your 10 foot of vision as of right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit right there so everyone can see me.
Alrighty. Nimbar's turn.
I'm just going to move over there. Because technically the copy nothing. And I will prepare Toll of the Dead in case I can find this thing. And that is my turn.
Oh, you're prepping for Toll of the Dead, are you?
Yeah, Toll of the
okay.
Dead in case I see something.
I thought you
Let's
meant you were
see.
going to be casting Toll of the Dead. I was going to say, like, you don't have a target. But okay.
Yeah, no.
Taking the reaction so that if you can target him. However,
Exactly.
the DM's going to lean in and say, specifically in the description of the spell, it says, at one creature you can see within range.
Yep.
So if they're invisible, you can't target them with this spell. Ever.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they break.
Alrighty.
That they break invisibility. Like,
Flux, your turn. I only give you the heads up
Oh.
on that one because if they're still invisible, it's not going to work. So, you know.
I
Sorry.
can't see it.
Can't see nothing.
Okay, sorry, I can't see anything. Okay. I don't think I have any tricks up my bag.
Oh, and then, in case you were wondering, that very first perception check I had you roll was whether or not your blind sight caught the enemy. I figured that's a giveaway at this point in the game, but I figured I'd point that out, just so you know.
Okay. I will, where am I? Here? I don't know how much movement I have. 10, 20, 30. Can I squeeze in this spot right here?
From where you are, 5, 10, 15, that would be 25 because you're going diagonal through Isaac. And then 30 would get you to here at the furthest.
Yeah, but then I'd be blocking the way. Okay, I'll just use the last of my movement. I'll just take another 30 feet and get in that room. Like, so I'm more or less flanking with Jade. Like, I'll go over there. I don't know if you could see.
Oh, yeah. Feel free to pull yourself forward because if you get to 30 here...
I know, I was just about to, and then I forgot I had the measuring thing on.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll come, like...
movement after that.
Yeah. So, and then that's all I can do because I've used my action to move again. So, I'll just get ready. I'll make sure my sword's out.
Alright.
That's it.
Now for a real Nimbar's turn.
prepared either. We're just gonna behave the same as copying. Prepare a Toll the Dead in case we do get to see it.
Pardon me, coffee went down wrong. 1 sec. Oh my, always an unpleasant feeling. So you prep a Toll the Dead as well. As we get over to Isaac and Isaac, I don't know, they prep a spell. I don't know the character sheets.
I think they've got Firebolt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely have an offensive cantrip if they're a spellcaster, and they have prepared it.
Yep.
I might be giving you a little too much saying whichever it is when it comes up, but we'll worry about that when we get to that. Alex turn. You know me, I generally like not playing NPCs in combat. Unless it was Rhea,
Yeah.
she was fun, because my goal was to try and kill her by her being dumb. I never did get to manage to do that. I tried, I really did. She's like, I'm gonna do this fight, and the party's like, no!
So that's 10.
Hmm? You can get a
So that's
diagonal
kind-
step around them.
Okay. So, still 15. Let's form the line.
Red Rover, let the Planetar come over.
It's pretty good. Just try to think. Do I have any? That might be something. Let's see. So that's 15 to there. Alright, I will cast Thunderwave, which would be like a 15-foot cube, which should, I think, encompass the whole room. So if he's there, that'll tell us. If not, that's the first level spell. Oh, I bet he's not fucking there, and I rolled max damage.
That's amazing.
So a 15-foot cube originating from you at the best for that area would put it that big.
Oh, alright, I thought it would go to the whole... Alright, because that's not from... Alright, I would take a step forward and do it so we get to the back there.
And I'm just making sure I'm right in how I did that.
I measured from the wrong... I think you're right, because it would start from me, so I measured from here. So I would take a step forward so that it gets this back bit as well.
All right.
So I'll move myself up there.
So the spell goes off with a blinding wave of thunder into the corner. And you give a proud nod and you're like, I'm not sure if that hit him or not. He might have passed his save and didn't whimper.
Or he may just be gone.
I know what I'm banking on, and then I don't know. So I covered this area. I'll use my bonus action to do the archer thing, the archer ranged attack, and I'll just throw it into this corner. I don't think that does anything, but it just makes me feel better. Just send a blast of starry energy out this way, and into this wall.
All right.
See if it hits anything.
Big explosion goes off, but nothing seems to happen. Anything else for your turn?
That's everything.
Alrighty. As we roll down to the bottom of the initiative order, Lulu, she's gonna spread her wings, flap them a few times really hard, and then curse, as Bellamy's going to hear for the first time ever. Lulu will blink and look up towards it. Oh, pardon me. Oh. The actual curse, I'll leave it up in the air. It's nothing too bad, though. This is Lulu we're talking about. As she trots along, muttering something about walking being bullshit. 20 feet later, her maximum movement, she makes it into the room and blinks as she looks around a bit. She goes, well, if you're looking for that invisible guy, I ain't see nothing in here. And she's going to use her additional action to walk around a little extra. To give herself another 20 feet. Just loops up to here and comes back, you know. Shakes her head. Yeah, there's nothing in here, but oof. Looks towards Jade, who has a rather large gash on his side from a great sword. Lulu shakes her head a bit. She goes, oh, he definitely got you, though. Oh, my God. Hold on, I'm going to see if I can help you out. And she's going to start searching through Jade's bags for a medical kit. I'd say her bags, but Jade carries her stuff.
There's 11 in there, so I'm sure she can find one.
Oh, yeah. She's already used up her action, though, so... As we roll over the Bellamy's turn, I'm going to exit combat on here, because Lulu has advised there's nobody in here. And I am going to just slightly change up the vision on Jade's token, so that it no longer has that emanation. But I can turn it back on really quick if something like this comes up again. But as Lulu has mentioned, it's already run. It's gone.
Dagnabbit.
Can I cast see invisibility?
Yep.
And we're out of initiative now?
Yes, the initiative order is over. As you cast See Invisibility on yourself and peer around, you do notice one interesting thing. In your vision, you can now see, with all these kids running around, though I say kids loosely, they're mostly at this point age 15, 16 up. One of them is crouched over with a big grin on their face, and a second one you see them talking to a third as they're walking by, and he moves slightly, so that the person he's talking to hits the one on the ground crouched over, and they fall. Flipping over, the one on the floor gets up, laughs, gives a very sneaky high five to the other one before creeping their way away. This seems to be a recurring piece of the imagery, and you notice that the one who was on the floor crouching down, the only reason you see them now is because you can see invisibility. Looks like someone was praying a plank.
Incredible. Incredible. I laugh heartily and say, nice one, guys. Even though I'm sure they can't hear me. And I'm just gonna kind of loop my way around, you know, this whole area and just kind of look for stuff.
As you make your way through
And
the one lone bed over this way, which would have been at the corner of this room, it seems, you notice that one familiar person, the one who looks something like Kieran's character, a certain degree of familiarity. He's casually sitting on his bed alone, and with him is the younger elven lady as well. One separate from the visage that Zerial presently holds. This question gets asked, and I drop that as a reminder now proactively. They do not look the same. They're both elven, but they're not the same person. So, you know. You can see the male gives a shake of his head as he's flipping through some notes, and he says, I just don't understand what's going through the director's head. This is worrisome.
I will relay that to the rest of the group. And that my see invisibility lasts for an hour, so I'll just keep an eye out.
Okay, well that's a good spot on the concerns about the director, because there was We've heard about him before. Where was that? They said something like, "Why would the director do this?" or something like that.
In the room with
Yeah,
all
I
the
think-
dead bodies.
Yeah.
Yep. So what happened, Jade? Did he just get the drop on you? And
Yeah. Got the drop on me and grappled me.
Lulu blinks a few times, and you see she brings one of her legs up to rub underneath her chin. Says, "Okay, so let me get this straight. A nigh omnipotently powerful angelic beast of a banished being without any physical form and the illusion of non-sight and absolute silence. All of those skills, capacities, and everything combined." And Lulu slowly looks towards Jade. "And they were only able to hold on to you for like 6 friggin' seconds? Damn! That's impressive."
Yeah, I am kind of impressed that he got me for 6 seconds.
Yeah, I know, right? No one catches Jade. That's weird. She looks over towards Nimbar at that point, then looks at the manifest mind and back at Nimbar. "Hey, can you make that weird little floaty head of you? That's she'll actually lean towards Alec and say, 'You're right. That's the weirdest thing. Can you make that little floaty head? Can it see the invisibles?'" I'm sorry, Lulu had to go with the in-joke. It was just too easy. But she has given a riddle, and I do not believe Manifest Mind has any ability to be empowered like that. But Lulu doesn't do magic, so, you know, it's the first thing coming to mind is, "Hey, can that thing?" Lulu will acknowledge, like, "Oh, I can totally see the angel. I can see a Planetar's life force from the very spirit that they have. Whether cracked and dark or broken as it is, I would definitely be able to see them. But, She looks over towards Flux. "You do the swinging. I don't think I could strike one of me own, you know?"
is Beacon of Hope still up?
That one lasts for actually...
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I'm gonna have to check, because it requires concentration, but see invisibility does not.
Up to a minute requires concentration.
If you were planning on casting a healing spell, I'd let one last spell at this point squeak through, because a minute has most certainly gone by.
Alright, I was just going to cast a Cure Wounds on Jade at 2nd level, so that would be...
0 health restored for Jade. Lulu's still searching through the back. She looks over towards Alec. "Oh, that's really kind gesture, but that's why I said we need to get regular bandages for this wound. He got sliced by a Planetar's blade. You can't heal that by magic."
What?
Okay. Is that... I don't remember that.
Lulu gives a bit of a nod of her head. "Well, admittedly, last time we went to fight the thing, all them stars in the sky did this whole 'we gonna get you' and he ran away really fast." Lulu looks at Alec again. "How'd you do that, by the way? If you could do that again, that scared the poop out of enemies."
Alex's starry form, which I call Super Saiyan, it lasts for 10 minutes, so I don't know if that's still going.
Oh yeah, that's
just,
half the
it was
reason
just
why
look
she's
at-
saying it, right?
you just look at his hand and going, "I honestly don't know. I think that was probably more my mum than anything else."
Lulu, who at this time has finished bandaging up Jade, will give a nod and pat the spot and be like, "Alright, that makes sense. Looks really cool. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Must be from a new book." And then she gives a laugh. So-
like it's a book that just has everything in it.
The DM laughs evilly as he holds Fitzban's Treasury of Dragons in his hands. Yes, like there is such a book. However, Dan, to clarify, injuries caused by the blade that you were struck by cannot be healed by magical means. Anything that's mundane and any way that you can enhance your mundane healing, so you know, just taking a rest, or second wind or anything like that, will still provide standard healing. Or, you know, if you just take a long rest, you'll be fine. This isn't the sort of damage that sticks around for a long period, but magic cannot heal it. And I know right now John's probably thinking, hey, the first healing potion we get technically isn't a magical item. That'd work then, right? No.
Well, damn, that's where I was going, because I got a bunch of them.
Cannot blame you in the least. It's alchemy, but I'm going to say for the rule of cool on this one that it will not heal the wound. Fortunately, Jade was able to stave off half the damage, and I'm scrolling back here to see. I think it was like 23 in the end.
Yeah, in the end, it was 23.
He got struck by a single shot from a great sword for 46 points that he cut in half.
Did you have damage done before that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, then-
actually, sorry, I stand
Then-
corrected. Alex's spell will heal him up to an amount of 23 from his maximum health. So he can go up to 142 at max. So sorry about that, I jumped the gun. I didn't notice Jade was even more hurt. I mean, I should have noticed. Jade's usually the one to be like, okay, I'll poke the beehive. Hang on.
Okay.
I had been watching
yeah,
for a
this-
party to remember to be alone, though. I was a little sad it was Jade, because I'm like, he's sneaky. He's going to get out of this.
I mean, to be
Okay.
fair, all four of the wizards right now just have Misty Step as a thing they can just do.
Oh, yeah.
So grappling any of them is useless too.
You think that, but what if you didn't pass
Why
your
would you
perception
say
and
that
you
out
get
loud, man?
stuck
Honestly,
under surprise
John,
condition,
honestly.
and you get hit
And
by the
this is-
full run of multi-attacks and take the full 250 damage that they can do in a single turn?
This is
that's
why he
unhealable by
killed
magic.
Blade,
Oh
John.
my.
You guys would think I would eventually learn, but I really won't.
Oh my word, so many evil things the DM has planned now. So many.
You've heard the expression "poking the bear."
Yeah,
You're poking the
to-
DM.
yeah, you have to poke it occasionally. Make sure
I-
it's still there.
I am going to say Lulu gets a somewhat frumpy look on her face at this point, though, and she goes, hang on a second. This don't sit very well with me. Are we being hunted?
I assume we've been being hunted since we redeemed Zariel by one faction or another.
Well, yeah, but that's a different kind. That's a killer on sight. This guy is actually stealthing around, trying to kill... Who the hell do you think he is, Jade? That's not acceptable.
You are right, though. I think we now need to institute a buddy system. How many of us are there? 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's after Jade, if I have to guess.
6 or
What
8.
did
depends
you
on-
do?
Lulu pauses for a moment, looks side on at Jade and gives a shake of her head. No, I'm going to be completely honest with you here, Jade. If I'm looking at a party and I see someone with a mandolin on her back, as she looks towards Bellamy, I'm not going near her. She got magic whippy-whammy body music. We know this. If I look over, I see a dragon with a giant sword. I look and then I see some weird, magical, mystical, crazy-ass druid. Nope, not going at that. And then I see twin wizards twice. Nah, I ain't touching them either. Unfortunately, my friend, you look like the easiest target in the group, which is one of the most ridiculous things I think I could ever say out loud, because, none of you are easy targets. You just happen to be the most normal looking, she says with a nod towards Jade. Whether or not that's a compliment is entirely up to you, but according to Lulu's deductions, you look like you might have been the easiest mark, which definitely is not true.
Much like rogues, looks can be deceiving.
Exactly. So all that stealth and all those years you practice into being the most deadly monstrosity without being able to be seen, well, they've paid off. Definitely. Lulu's gonna whisper, though, you should stay close to the foothouse for a little bit, though, so we can just hammer that guy into the ground if he show up again. I mean, the real funny thing is...
the point
Jade's- Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say,
No,
the
go
real
ahead.
funny thing is, in most scenarios, Jade's kind of like Inspector Gadget with all the magical devices and shit, so... Saying, I'm just gonna take the guy out who's wearing leather armor, carrying a short sword, I'll take him out, is the worst decision that can be made at this point, because... Frig, at some point, Jade will just pull out a bag of holding and a sphere of annihilation, combine the two, and be like, I'm taking you with me!
Yeah. Sure, I think I have that around here somewhere.
Like looking through his destructive items. Hang on. We're gonna do this up real good.
Oh, you've grappled me? Well, okay, now we're all going to die.
But you can only assume because you can-
Note for everyone. Jade is a ticking time bomb. He has enough. I'm going to blow up now. Stuff.
But yeah,
Well, of course, there is
What I
also the
was-
fact that magic works very weird in this dungeon.
Did it say anything to you, or did it just like try and kill you?
Tried to kill me.
Hmm.
He just snuck up behind me, grappled me, and dragged me back into the corner,
Yep.
and then hit me.
Unfortunately, Jade is sneaky like a weasel, if everybody remembers that Spider-Man movie reference. So that you can't catch him. You think you did, but then he's gone. All else fails, he's like, I got magic now, watch this, poof. Teleportation, the easiest way to escape a grapple. Oh, I wasn't thinking. That was magic. I should have doubled Jade's range and threw him into a wall. That would have been awesome. I wouldn't have hurt you for it, Dan. It would have just been for the thematics of, wow, that spell went further than I thought it would, but, you know.
Double activates, so I do the teleport, and then it just throws me into a wall.
Yeah, because you go twice the distance. I'm gonna go over here, smack. Ow. I basically do a dice roll for whatever the effective magic is at any given moment, given the fact that it's been severely upset with the release and then resealing of that armor. So whenever magic's cast, I'm supposed to do a dice roll, but I completely forgot for the Misty Step. I'm like, was it Misty Step or Dimension Door?
Dimension Door.
Dimension Door. So whenever a spell like that drops, I'm supposed to do a roll. I just forgot this one time. Outside of that, I've been doing them. When the spell effect actually affects. Like, for example, Bellamy's See Invisibility. That's still good for another hour. Not 1, 2.
Ooh.
And you can see things that are really invisible. Not that it makes much of a difference.
Love that for me.
And that was 16 minutes ago on the clock. So you'll have that until 7 o'clock in-game. 1900 hours.
Well,
so, yeah. Looks like we have some playing cards and a pool table over here. And some sort of mat symbol thing.
Yep.
I don't know.
maybe this is the common room.
Yeah. The rec room, if you will.
In this room, there does appear to be a magical symbol on the floor, though it doesn't radiate any magical energy. It's just simply a symbol carved in there for the nice look of things, and a pool table off to the side. Its legs partially submerged into the ice and snow.
Do I recognize the symbol?
Nothing specific, no. It's the usual sort of sigil that you'd see in most magical schools trying to show off and make themselves look fancy. It definitely appears to be, if anything, statued on a single aspect. If it did have any cultural significances or meanings beyond that, they would be lost to you.
Actually, you know what? Since he can't fly right now, I'm actually going to dismiss Sir Junior. He can't fly. He can only move 5 feet. It's probably safer for him just to not be around.
Oh, he's been on your shoulder for forever and a year. So we'll delete him off.
Yeah.
He gives the wave. He's like, later, boss.
Yeah. Just one more token. I don't have to move around. Looks like another bed in there, and then big empty room down there. I'm gonna go check out this room.
Appears to be another set of beds in here. This one a little more structurally kept together than the others, though you can sense in this room the same sort of arcana magic spreading its way out.
Can I tell?
You cannot tell the level of spell required to release this room's seal.
Okay.
Can I try?
Yep. And if anyone wants to roll for Kieran's character, by all means. He's still back in the other room, watching the people get tripped, and he's been laughing for like half an hour, like this is the best shit I've ever seen. Even Jade coming over, I almost got killed. Kieran's character waves a hand. It's okay, you're alive still. This is funny. Hang on. Jade with a 22 can sense that it would I've been talking to Lulu too much. Jade can sense this room would take a level 8 spell to release.
Ooh, that's a spicy meatball right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will wait for everyone to be here before I drop that.
Kieran's character walks in. I'll cast an 8 level spell right off of my copy. You do it, Simulacrum. Wizards are like, they would never.
Also, I'm moving Jade for a moment. I just want to point out there's a little happy face right here.
There is.
I just felt like everyone needed to know that.
I would be with the party. I'm just drawing, so I'm like not looking at the screen very much.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody on Tumblr sent me a picture to draw not too long ago. And about 2 weeks ago, and I have not done it yet, so I'm like, I'm just gonna sketch it out and send it to them before I forget, now that I found my Apple Pencil.
Oh, not bad, not bad. And we've got lunch coming up shortly, too, so plenty of time for working on that
Yeah.
stuff.
I've been paying attention, but I just didn't. I feel like Floor Flux doesn't have a lot to contribute in these kinds of circumstances.
She's waiting for things to jump party members.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all here. You said you want to drop it.
Yep, I will cast Gate and then let it go to the room.
Alrighty. And how are you casting Gate?
The cube.
What's the name of the spell cube?
I believe it's called a cubic gate.
Let me take a look here.
You can use an action to press one side of the cube and cast the gate spell.
Yep. I'm just taking a peek over because I don't believe it's able to connect, so the spell would automatically fail as opposed to activating.
We used it in one of the previous rooms.
Oh, I remember. And I'm trying to remember that too because I think I might have put my foot in my mouth. Let me see here.
Yeah, it's cubic gate for the record.
Yep. Oh, I've already got it up and up.
Okay.
It does press one side of this cube to cast the gate spell with it. It doesn't cast it through you, but it casts it through that. Yeah, it's the cube that casts the spell, not you. Since when you press one side to cast the gate spell with it, the spell's going through the cube. The cube can't choose what happens with the spell, is essentially. So I was wrong last week when I let that one work. It would not work for these purposes, and the spell would fizzle as it's unable to connect to a different gate realm at this time.
Oh, wait.
And I'm double checking on that, because that's the big thing. If it allows you to cast a spell, you can cast this plane shift spell with the gate. Because that's a 7th level. Shit, that's too low of a level. That's not good wording. Because it seems as though for the second half that it does cast it through there. Let me see here.
Those say that you can cast. That one says cast the gate through spell with it. So I feel
and
like
the next
that
one says you
particular
can
one
cast
can-
the plane shift spell. That's the cross wording that they've messed up on, because it seems as though it's saying that you're casting the spell either way. But the first wording seems as though the item is, and that's basically what I'm checking. Because they usually don't let you just have a free drop on a 9th. Let me see here. Yeah, they just word it poorly. It does go through the caster. I thought it was through the item, not through the caster. That's a little fucking stupid. That's fine. Yep, you go ahead and use Cubic Gate and it does activate it. I do not like when they put a 9th level spell. That means anyone can do that, not just spellcasters, which is very broken. That is not good. Oh well. Not like it works on this plane of existence or in this campaign anyway. Useless item. Alrighty. As it attempts to cast plane shift, because this is the second time you've tried that, and it fails a second time, you can shove the magic into the room instead.
Yep.
Alrighty. You drain the magic into the room, and as you do, it slowly lights up, and you are greeted by the sight of people sleeping in the beds. A few moments drift by, and you are awakened by the sounds of swordplay. Glancing into the hallway in the distance, here, from one of the beds here, as one of the spirits seem to rouse from sleep. You can notice one person out here training with the blades. Back on, you can't make them out very well. And the image itself only lasts for a few striking moments, before who was ever lying in bed rolls over, and the image begins to repeat.
We don't recognize the person. Do we recognize the movement?
Nope. Glancing back at it, I will say the reason you wouldn't be able to recognize anything specific is they are basic swordplay techniques, the beginnings of knowledge for someone worth training. Admittedly, the person wielding the swords has an incredible volume of talent, despite the fact that they're doing basic technique. Flux would be able to point out the rigid angles they're holding their body at, the perfect swift movements, the way they carry the blades for split seconds. They may be training the basic form, but they look like someone who's been doing this for 30 years, not some 15-year-old kid.
I will share that with the group.
You got to start at the basics. This I cannot get a read on this place. Like, forgive me if I'm wrong, my nerdy wizards friends, but I can't think of a modern wizard school that encourages swordplay and magic.
The one I'm thinking of was traditionally held by the elves. They used to have
the blade singers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've heard stories of them.
It's around that time you notice that this vision, in fact, has not been repeating. A slight stumble in the step of the person practicing out there is enough to catch your attention. Then one of the beds towards the north shifts and moves as the blankets get thrown back. And you see a familiar face getting up from there. Well, as much as can be said for these visions. You see the younger one, who normally wields two blades, one of the few people with them, wandering their way out into the hallway, behind the one training with two swords, who they give a very, very firm smack to the back of the head of, yelling something about exams in the morning, asshole, before wandering back to bed and laying down. The one with the two swords, rubbing the back of their head, crouches down, and you get a clear view of but one thing. Their spell book that they pick up off the floor, before they walk off to the north, out of vision.
Is it the Godslayer spellbook?
Yep. I will say, looking back towards the bed of the sword fighter, as they lay back to sleep, you notice some of their belongings visible. And among them, that same horned helm, seated comfortably on their nightstand, shining lightly in what would have been moonlight, should this place still be in its regular realm, in whatever Molter realm it came from.
And outside of the visions, we've never seen a helm like that, correct?
Never.
Did we get any theories on what we think the helmet is? Does it look like it matches that suit of dragon armor?
Not specifically, no. Very fierce looking and powerful helm, though more proud in its design than ferocious. Plus, it's being carried around by one of the students, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also the student who will become a Godslayer.
Well, his friend has it most of the time.
So
up until his friend died. Then he took it and put it on.
Okay.
One of those moments where you're sure it's, I'm gonna get revenge for him, you know? With that being said, since Alex had pointed out something earlier, glancing around, I will say your character now notices, since you have mentioned about you've never seen a magic school that trains in the way of the blade, none of these beds, none of these sleeping zones, or any of them have any form of martial weaponry besides those two. And in fact, it's just the two swords, the same two swords you've seen numerous times, and that one helm. Outside of that, there is nothing here except magical gear by its nature. Books, quills, pens. It looks like the sort of place Isaac and Nimbar would be just in love to stay with for days on end. But no, you do not see any other form of martial weaponry.
Interesting. So it's extracurricular swordplay.
Lulu's going to look over towards Nimbar and lift up a brow and be like, well, you never learned how to use sword in your magic school days.
No, that wasn't really for me.
Oh.
No.
Lulu shakes her head. Not a very good curriculum list they had there, now is it? Lulu turns away from you, shaking your head, though every other party member is going to see Lulu biting her lip, doing her absolute best not to laugh.
Let me just double check.
The sad part is, as she's doing that, Nimbar's copy is going to see the look on her face of pure comedy.
No, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm still surprised Cubic Gate lets you cast a spell. That surprises me.
When she looks away, she's just going to get the scent of apple pie.
That's going to cause her to blink a few times. She's going to be like, uh-oh. Well, why couldn't it be rhubarb or blueberry? I mean, apple's okay, but now I want ice cream. I want vanilla ice cream. Damn it.
And I technically did that from the wrong character sheet, but like the original number would have done that. All right.
I have a question. Between two swords and the wizard, is there any kind of resemblance? Because they seem to be quite close. I was wondering if so. Look like they're perhaps family members.
They don't seem it, and they're aged too close for them to be anything less than twins. So no,
right.
You wouldn't necessarily put them as family. It's a little tricky to tell because, you know, think of like a Force Ghost. They look like a shimmering blue version of what they were.
Yep.
You can't make out color, you can't make out anything. The only thing you could make out is maybe skin tone and such like that. And there's enough of a difference. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna step back. I know the easiest way. As you're looking between the two, you're like, no, they're not family. That one got freckles.
Right. Okay.
I got freckles, so I can say that. It's okay. I'll just give them freckles. Be like, I grant you the gift.
That'll do it. I'm just try to get a sense of this place. So when I look around, does it look like there is do people have personal effects here? Like, is there any kind of sense that they have a bit of a ownership around their space, or does it look like a very tightly run, focused kind of?
Though you do get the feeling that there is certainly a high degree of control, that there's a lot of rules, a lot of boundaries, a lot of those sort of things. Pardon me. Gathering a glance around these bedrooms you've seen, they do have personable objects in them to a degree, about as much as you'd expect from any sort of boarding style place. However, the DM will remind you, all of these children were orphans. So what
Right.
you are viewing is probably all of their worldly possessions, for what little they have.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That was going to be one of the questions I asked if they were already knew that. Okay. Got you.
Not strictly material. Oh God, I'm losing it. Not strictly. They don't look like an army. Militaristic. There we go. Trying to say that like
Right.
5 times. Not militaristic in design, not Spartan in nature. Though training and though educating, they do have some personal effects. I'd like to say one of them is sitting on a bed playing with their dolly, but I mean these are 15 plus, so probably not.
Okay.
Though if they had Transformers, they'd be playing with those. Those are still cool. Doesn't matter how old you get. Still cool. Damn it.
More than meets the eye.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this is an orphanage, but a magic school for orphans. What are they doing here? Like, it just seems like a weird setup.
Lulu's gonna look around a little bit before looking up towards Alec and give a nod. She goes, well, if I was seeing this in the regular plane, I'd be like, oh, that's so wonderful. Look what they did for those nice orphan kids. They gave them a future and a chance to get a better. But we're in the 8th layer of hell, so, that rug's gonna get pulled. So I'm just waiting for it to get bad. I mean, I have to walk through this shithole, so you know. Oh, pardon my, I did not mean to curse.
Can I be
I
honest
got ya.
about that? I thought, and maybe this was very stupid of me, but I thought maybe it was from a different plane. Like, you know how Black Rock was pulled here from a different plane? I thought it was a similar situation for this one.
Lulu's eyes go very wide. She's like, that's entirely possible.
Why would they be training damned souls, you know, if this was in hell the whole time?
So while some of you have made theory that this is a place from the past, Flux has instead made a theory that this is from a completely different plane of existence than your own mortal plane. An interesting thought. And a good one to go out on a little break on. So, you know, since it's 12 o'clock, I say we take a quick 15. Sound good by everybody?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and pause up the music. And I'm going to pause the game so you know everything's good. We'll be back in about 15.
Fergus just signing everyone up there by rattling his bone across the floor.
He's like, yes, break time! Yeah.
Can I go back in the snow?
Oh yeah, it did. Almost gone now, but you know, we still have some. A little
Yeah.
bit of snow left from last night. Oh, pardon me. Alright, we'll see you all in 15.
See ya.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Alrighty, I'm back.
Welcome back. My lunch is just taking a little bit long to cook, so I'm mostly going to be on mute, but I can hear everything.
It's all good, bud. We'll give everyone a few minutes too. They may not be on mute, but they might be hard muted. You there, Dan?
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like me with the soft mute. Once it's off, you're back. How about you, Dean?
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Jillian probably still out. Oh, there's Courtney. I saw you unmute. You can't hide from me. Oh, God.
Hello.
That sounded way too creepy. It's getting close to Christmas, not Halloween. Sorry, I should use Christmas phrases. But I know when you're sleeping. Nope, that's even worse. Shit. Hi, welcome back. That's better. Much less creepy. You know, I gotta admit, part of me was tempted to do a one-shot around the holidays and be like, save Santa. Okay, note to self. No one-shot to save Santa. So weird, y'all so quiet. Well, I know John's stepped off for a quick sec. He'll be right back.
I'm eating pizza.
Oh, that'll do it.
I'm playing Animal Crossing.
Oh god, that'll totally do it.
I still have my headset on, but I don't, like, in order to talk, I have to leave the kitchen, because you don't want to hear that fan.
Oh, that's fair, yeah. You've got that thing going. Oh my god, I had to walk the in-laws through putting in a password on Wi-Fi over the phone the other day. And when they pulled up the system to put in the password, it's like using your remote, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can input letters like this. Anybody remember texting on one of those pads back in the day? That's what they did. To get the letter T, you're gonna have to push the letter 7 3 times, like, you know? I got flashbacks, Courtney. I got flashbacks. I saw it and I was like, oh my god, it's 2005.
God forbid
Yeah.
you need that one where you gotta press it 4 times, multiple times.
Oh god. Oh
Well,
god.
it's funny, and
And then you press it one too many times and have to start all over again. Yay!
in one of our rooms at work, we have a rotary phone, and it's really funny when we get kids in that room because they have no idea how to actually use it, and then we have to actually go in and explain to them how to use a rotary phone.
Oh, I'd be the worst if it's a rotary phone. I did this one time because up until I'd say 2004, my grandmother had a rotary phone in her home. She might still, or they might still. She's passed since, mind you, but the sons live in the home right now. 2 of them do. You know how this goes. No need to let a house go to waste. They were there, but they have a rotary phone, and I learned this when I first saw it in Silence of the Lambs. that if you pick one of them up and you tap the hang up button repeatedly, just the clicker, that's the exact same thing it's doing when you dial a number. So if you learn the click patterns, you can dial on a rotary phone by tapping the plunge on it.
Interesting.
I did that a couple times being a smart ass when I was a kid. I'm not sure if it works anymore, because I don't know how phone lines would work like that. I haven't actually owned a landline. God, 10, 15 years. I switched to cell and I
It's
just...
been a while since I've had a landline.
It's like the minutes on my phone back when we paid for minutes were the only people using them were the bills. They called me up to just be like, hey, here's information. It's like, thank you. That's it. Everybody text. But you're right, I cut landline so fast. Then I cut cable. The only thing that's making me sad is thanks to the overabundance of streaming services right now. Anybody release something new, they're like, and we did our own streaming platform. It's only $8 a month added on to what you're streaming already. Great.
Yeah.
Oh well. I got high hopes for things like Netflix. They're doing live action animes, like live action Cowboy Bebop, which apparently wasn't well received. They're also going to do live action Avatar.
Oh god, again?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I got high hopes. Like, they can't screw it up that bad twice.
Oh, sure they can.
You poor
You
little
little
innocent
thing.
child.
Dude, I'm being optimistic. I have to be. Avatar was awesome. It's like, when it came out in theater, we went there day one, like one of the first shows. We were so excited, and we're sitting in the seats, and Sokka's character comes on screen, and after 5 minutes, I'm like leaning over to Sandy, and I'm like, when's he gonna crack a joke and do something funny?
Yeah.
Oh my god, like... They should have just took Buddy who played Edward Cullen instead of that vampire guy. He would have done a better job as Sokka. He would have been a great Sokka.
It's true.
You know what? Sokka's awesome. Get Chris Hemsworth to do it. Only he is awesome enough. It's like the exact opposite of everything Sokka except the comedy.
Yeah.
I'm just blabbing. Hey Dean, you back yet? Nope. We'll give him and Jillian a few more minutes there. Oh my. Yeah, still kind of surprised that cube lets you cast the spell. Normally it casts it through an item. That's whack. I'm gonna have to steal it.
I think it uses the cube itself as the casting focus, and that's why it's worded that way.
Yep. But the second part, if you use an action to press one side twice, you can cast the plane shift spell with the cube and transport the target. It allows anybody to cast a spell of that level, technically, which is a little whack. Like, that's reserved for things like Wish. I was looking at it like, really? That's some bullshit. Why'd I let him take that? Oh, well. It's like, oh, I know why I let him take that, because it doesn't work. Still some bullshit.
Yeah, I found the only use we have for it right now. Sacrifice the spell.
Yep, and I'm literally sitting there looking at that like, yeah, that's fine, I'm gonna let that work. But I'm reading the wording like, I shouldn't let that work. They're like, you did last week. I'm like, I know, I think I screwed up. And I'm reading it over and over like, it's gonna work, but frig, I don't want to look up all these rules. Like, Jeremy Crawford touch on cubic gate yet? Not like this, damn it.
No, I looked that up too. When you started questioning, I'm like, okay, let's see what's on stage advice.
Not much. It's usually
You and I
items
are
are
back.
very clear. Welcome back. They're usually pretty clear on whether or not it's using its casting or your casting. That one was a little wonky, but that's fine. It's mostly for stuff way in the future someday that could come up, and I'm looking at it like, I don't want to have to rule on that at that time. I'm not making a precedent. Oh, God. So welcome back. We'll jump back into it. I will unpause the game.
I'm also now back at the computer.
Oh, welcome back. John was cooking.
What was John cooking?
Nothing too fancy, just hash brown, onions, and eggs, scrambled, fried up together.
Okay. Well, what's the delivery time on that there, bud?
I don't know. How quick can you get here before I finish it?
John, like, boots the door open. Can you tell what the frog is cooking?
Instant transmission.
Oh, my word.
How terrifying would that be when you think about it?
Oh my word.
You can just appear anywhere at any time.
Oh, it's such a... I love it. It should have got used a few more times. Broken plot device.
Oh yeah, my favorite was like the Dragon Ball Bridge.
Yeah.
When he's using it versus Cell, and Cell is just like losing his mind at it.
And I think at some point in their bridge, they're like, "Why didn't you just do that?" And he's like, "Oh, I forgot."
Yep. As he leaves, it's like, go on. Yeah, your dad's an idiot. I know. I was expecting him to make a joke along that lines of, "Hey, don't insult Piccolo."
That would have been good.
My favorite was their brawly movie. I need my dad. Piccolo just shows up. Are you okay? Did you get everything good? Have you been eating well? You doing everything? You get into that school, Gohan? Doesn't look like it, Mr. Piccolo. No. Love it. Oh. Though I will tip my hat to Bulma. She's being smart. She's like, I'm gonna make Beerus take care of my new baby, and he's gonna love her and not destroy Earth because of that. But what she doesn't get is Beerus is just old and doesn't give an F. He'll do it anyway. I love his character. He's the prime definition of chaotic and neutral. You cannot call him evil, but you can't call him good. He does what he wants because he wants good food.
I call him Jade.
They kind of sort of similar concept, yeah. Except Beerus doesn't have wants or needs like the rest of us. He's not like, I'm gonna steal all those items. He's like, just give me food. Love it. The cores just need something tasty to eat. What do you do when you got everything else and all the power in the world? You find a buffet. Because ain't no one gonna say shit to you when you finish it solo. Heaven help their planet if they do. Kaboom. Alright.
You know what? You bring up buffets.
Oh, pardon me.
I've not been to one since I got here, and I don't know where there's a good one.
As of now, there
Did I
isn't.
tell you? Did I tell you that Shannon and I are going to a holiday lunch buffet at
Oh.
Awesome.
You did, and I blocked it out. But now that you've told me again, I can say absolutely go fuck yourself.
Well, I can say, over here in Dartmouth on Maine, there is Panda Buffet. They switched ownership. I believe it's still in family during the pandemic, so the buffet has changed up slightly. But it's a big giant buffet, but it's like $20 or something like that. It used to be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't speak about them anymore.
It is $20-some a person for that.
Is that like that seems reasonable
Oh, it's buffet.
to me? Because I will have minimum 3 plates, probably closer to 5 if I've got my eating trousers on.
Then they were a good spot with a good amount of stuff and a really small selection for dessert, like ice cream and a couple pastries. That's about it.
Oh,
You go there for the food.
It's going to a buffet for yeah, exactly.
But I have not been there in a while, and some of the other ones have just closed down due to COVID. Pizza Hut has buffet, but not now. I go to a regular Pizza Hut to get actually their pasta, the Tuscany Alfredo, really delicious. I don't get pizza from them anymore until I get a free pizza, and then I get it because it's good anyway, because they do good food. But I like their pasta. It's weird, but yeah, good luck finding a good open buffet place right now, because I miss them too. I shouldn't eat at them because I'm the same. It's like, I'm gonna get another plate and another plate. I walk out with my first plate, it's heaping. There's like 3 people looking at me like, who is that crazy man and all that amazing volume of food? That's not what they're thinking though. They're just thinking, damn it, we're losing money on him. Oh.
Yep.
Sorry, you finished, Dean.
No, go ahead. I was just going to point out how much of a greedy fat bastard I am.
Oh yeah.
I was just gonna tell everyone that the boy's asleep.
Oh
We're
sweet.
getting there. Sometimes he goes to sleep right after we take his bone, and sometimes he's an asshole for 45 minutes instead. Today is the day where he falls asleep right away, which is nice.
Good puppy. Lucky too. That's a good dog. Fun dog.
On a related note to the buffet, I've got a picture for y'all to read.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, my favorite thing was playing D&D, and every, 20 minutes he'd come over to me and put whatever toy he had at my feet, like, here you go. You're clearly the one who's in charge here. And I'm like, nah, man. You got that one really wrong. Oh. Let's see here. Blah, blah. That's pretty good. I like that. Tell the blob, here, go to this all-you-can-eat place. I'm putting them out of business. I got a job for you to take out and pay back on a Chinese restaurant, all-you-can-eat. The blob's like, how much? $12.99, all-you-can-eat. Go to annihilate them. Blob's like, I like this plan. Oh my. Alrighty. So then, back on the game, you got spirits walking around and spooky things happening. I'd say spooky, scary skeletons, but Bellamy doesn't see any of those, and she has the invisible vision on still for another hour and 20 minutes by the look of the clock. I love the in-game clock. I'm so happy it works. Meanwhile, Lulu's looking around like, well, I suddenly have a big craving for apple pie.
We'll get you some.
Lulu gives a nod. Oh, it's okay. When we get back to Evertown with those monsters who want monsters and were actually very nice people, I'm pretty sure I can convince some of those bearded dudes to do me up one. They seem like they know how to cook, maybe. I don't know.
I guess
he's sitting at the bar and he's got like 5 of those bearded guys around him talking, trying to recruit him, and he's like, this sucks. Only reason he puts up with them is they pay for the liquor.
I like to think is that so there's a response and like that people use in Scotland, and it's mostly in the head tilt, so most it won't translate well over Discord. But see, when somebody's really into something or telling you about something they did, you just look at them and go, "Did you? Aye," and then you nod at the other person who's just looking at them.
Oh, is that like? You get sort of that slack
like
jaw side face and the eyebrows going up too. That head nod.
Yeah,
thing?
Yeah. It's a very it basically means that to just look at this walloper. What are they saying?
The "oh, did you know?" I think most people will get that one.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with everyone else's forms of dismissive sarcasm, but it's good to know.
That one actually kind of fits in general. If you do that, oh really now? Because is sort of what we do over here. But I think the Scottish have a bit of a talent for calling someone on bullshit. And that phrase is a perfect example of it. So y'all inside a spooky ghost school.
Well, I don't imagine any of us want to part with a 8 level dispel magic just now.
No, but we can always use a 3rd and just hope to roll high.
Lulu goes up on her back feet and holds her hands up. I will do it. I don't know what I'm doing. Marches her way out.
While she does that, Copy Nimbar is going to cast Dispel Magic. So that way it seems like Lulu did it. I hope.
As you start to cast Dispel Magic, of course Lulu's going to see this out of the side of her eyes. There's no way with verbal and somatic components.
Oh, yeah.
But Lulu is still playing it up and speaks a little louder. Damn.
But Copy Nimbar cannot do it.
Sparks of light and magic, and she flops down. I told you I didn't know how, but I tried. She trots away.
It was a good try.
That's unfortunate, though. With that low of a roll, I don't think there's anything you could dispel.
I mean, anything 3rd level or lower.
Well, yeah, that's an automatic given. You know.
We can always circle back round to it.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get low on what I affectionately coin revivify slots.
Yeah. Nimbar himself is out of revivify spots.
You You mean extra lives for Jade?
Jade just calls diamonds one-ups.
I took the time to engrave it in there.
Almost made me spit out my tea.
Anybody know Naruto where that one dude has like 50 Sharingans in one of his arms? It's like, look at all these eyes. That's Jade, except they're diamonds.
Alright, so... Yeah, what now?
I reckon we pick another tunnel. We can keep going up.
The guy you were just referencing is Danzo.
Oh, Danzo, yeah, I remember that asshole. Danzo, the asshole. Like, there were some characters I really hated when I read and watched Naruto, and he was top of the list. I don't know why, they did a really good job of making me not like him. I was so happy when he got his ass beat. But apparently Lulu is now hanging out with Nimbar. Walks past Flux like, I'm gonna keep an eye on him. I have a feeling he's gonna blow something up. I don't want it to be me. So there's this small room towards the east.
Oh yeah, none of us been in. We saw the magic stuff and got excited. Alec will walk in there swinging a sickle in front of him just in case he runs into anything. You know, like the Bart Simpson thing. I'm just going to swing my arms like this and move, and if anyone happens to get in the way, well, that's not my fault.
I wish a memory was active here. I would have had one of the ghosts get up and start kicking their feet, moving forward. I'm just kick the air and we'll see. I would have went with that one. That was a good one. But you don't see anything happening as you swish your sickle around. This room, well set up with a few beds as well, still standing against the frost. And to save Jade the time, unfortunately no, the dressers are all empty, nothing but detritus in there, any clothing or etc. having crumbled away. You might find some buckles, baubles, and buttons in there, but they don't carry any material value. I mean, you probably still pocket them, but they don't carry any material value.
You know, if you weren't if you weren't almost like murdered by a planetar, Jade, this would seem like a fitting place to have a rest. You know, the beds and stuff. But unfortunately, it comes with a risk of deadness.
Lulu is going to casually remind that she can see that beast, the planetar that's lost its form. She could watch, but she wouldn't want to do it alone.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at that point Flux would probably be leaning in like, don't you worry.
You just tell us where it is. We will hit it.
Anyway, I don't think we're approaching sleepy times just yet. We can still push on a little. There was this little tunnel here that don't know if that would still be part of the dorms, or there's not that way because it's a tunnel, a collapsed tunnel.
Though it does have a nice, cute design to that little pinch in the very end as Nimbar wakes his way up. Nothing really stands out in that edge, just that corner of the ice as it comes to a solid point.
I will let the others know.
On your way back, as the tunnel mouth begins to open up once again, you get a good feel now, where you've traversed a good chunk of this map, of how this area is placed throughout the entirety of this mountain. You could draw a diagonal line across the map from about where you are, from corner to corner, in fact, with the lower half this direction would represent going downhill, while moving in this direction towards the top would represent going uphill. The goal has always been to get to the top of the mountain. But now that you've traversed from side to side, you can see how the elevation and slope continues.
Yeah, the problem is, like, we've kind of gone up as much as possible. I don't think we've really...
Well, there's still there's a couple of tunnels like over that.
Oh yeah, yeah, it doesn't look too promising, but let's check it out just in case. I could be wrong.
It could be one of those things that we need to go down to get up.
That's true. There are several path downs we haven't done.
Yeah,
like
some crazy wild magic thing, or we need to go into some kind of reverse gravity corridor lift thing.
Teleportation circle to the top.
Lulu's gonna lean over to Bellamy and just mutter, Going down to go up. That is most mess. This is why I don't cast much magic. Just a little bit of healing." Lulu.
Fair enough, Lulu.
As you're all trotting forward, or at least Lulu trots, she is going to make her way over to Jade, however, and she's going to whisper sideways to him. "Oh, hey, buddy. Just to let you know, since I have the celestial magical powers and all that sort of stuff, I can actually heal the damage that was done to you. I can if you really want me to, but it only looked like a little bit of a scratch on your tough ass, so I was figuring you muscle through. But if things get bad, you let me know, okay?"
Okay.
So armed with the knowledge that Lulu, being celestial, can also heal damage from that blade. However, you're also armed with the knowledge that Lulu only gets a couple of spells a day at all. She gets 2 casts of Cure Wounds, 2 casts of Bless, 1 cast of Heal. She's got Raise Dead and a few other things like that, so if things go real sideways, she's going to look for whichever person has a lot of spells left and be like, "I'm going to bring them back to life, and they're going to bring everyone else back to life." It might take a couple days.
Well, at least it's a plan.
I'm just going to drop the 2 Isaacs in this room as you all explore around.
I should also point out, we didn't go down this way.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm tempted to go that way, just to kind of round off this,
We're right here anyways.
Yeah.
And don't mind me,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
just moving the characters to save you all a step.
We are on the right here, because this is the right side of the cavern.
Lulu groans.
Alex, you're right, because you're on the right side of me.
That came out of left field.
Lulu looks up. "I'm a stealer of ways, I've heard. Why don't you just piss right off?"
Nimbar will look at her like, "Oh my god, did she just say that?"
She even
Alex
gives you a
just looks
coy
at-
wink.
Alec looks at Lulu with just a big look of pride. So proud.
Lulu marching along. She's like, I can let that one slip. It's not too bad."
Yeah, that's not even a swear word where I'm from.
Yeah, no, it's not, but it's just Lulu.
Yeah, I think she's got an inner sass that we've yet to see fully come out.
Lulu, she trots along, gives a nod. "Oh, I could tell them off with the best of them if I really wanted to. I just don't like to, you know? I find if I'm going to articulate a sentence and a statement to structure to let someone know just how indubitably angry I am at them, I can think of a much more clever way of referring to them as something less than what I would want to find at the bottom of my foot after making a bowel movement."
Exactly.
Lulu trots
Shit,
along happily.
But really, she's older than all of us, so she should be the best at insulting people.
Unfortunately, she's had a life of being a nice person. Except the 100 years there without her memory, but even then she was still nice to everybody, and everyone was nice to her because that's how the plot went with the way you all ran it. It was nice.
I'm gonna just peek around this corner because there's some bones there.
Yep.
Bones are usually a bad times indicator.
Very large, bleached white bones. At a glance, you can tell they've certainly been there quite a while, mostly because you don't see any blood or any other remnants, in fact. I will say, your arcana senses tingle as you move forward in here.
I'll Well, I imagine Nimbar is picking up on that as well. I was half tempted to try and roll for it before I told him, but I've just got a +1. It's just not going to work.
I mean, to be fair, you may roll higher than me. I've been rolling like crap today.
Well, let's see. It just takes about a few minutes for it. Nope.
Alec rubbing his jaw. I think it's definitely going to take maybe level 2. Nimbar speaks up. Definitely take a level 2. Alec, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's, passive foot trace will bring it up, obviously. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cast Misty Step.
I can cast passive foot trace for free.
Oh, I can cast Misty Step for free.
Alright.
I think
that's
Isaac's
what
staff
gives you that.
has
Level
a few freebies.
18. Sorry, level 17? 18?
Right, the wizard's signature spell.
Yeah.
Thing. Okay, right.
That's a really good spell to have, just be able to cast.
I just gonna hop from one spot to the other. Cool.
Level 18, yeah.
Don't mind me, I'm just moving tokens around to save everybody time.
The last Tuesday session, we fought a dragon, and me and Jillian walked into it with some level 18 confidence that was perhaps misplaced. It's just a dragon.
We were fine.
We were all alive. I did finish.
My monks bodied that acid breath. I was fine.
Oh god.
Poor Alex Daddy finished the fight with 1 HP.
So, what you're saying is you want to fight a dragon.
It was really great.
Okay.
I'm saying it's just like at this level you're just like, it's just a dragon. Okay.
I wonder if I was saying that.
Weren't you the one picking on me for saying antagonizing the DM?
Yeah, but I'm not antagonizing this DM. I'm antagonizing the other one.
Now I am gonna say
he's not here.
I don't know. You're saying it's just a dragon while the DM is listening, going, "Oh, you want to fight a dragon, huh?"
No problem. I got you. I heard you loud and clear. You want to fight a dragon, John? Gotcha. Okay, rewriting plots. Okay, I can put. Yeah, I can get. I can make that fit. Courtney, I'ma check since you see the wizards are suddenly all discussing. I can cast a spell. I can cast a spell. I can get a 2nd level spell. They're determining who's going to cast a 2nd level spell. I mentioned this in case you or Jade are going to be snap the fingers while they're arguing.
I am going to... Yeah, I'll cast invisibility from my violin.
Alrighty. As you do so, you get the option to cast it into the room instead. Because it's a 2nd level spell, the room will take it for the power. And then as you do so, you see Alec, he's holding up one of the bones. He's like, look at the bite marks on this. We got to figure out what's going on in here. Something was definitely... And as you do so, you see forming in front of you inside of this room a dragon. Huge, gigantic beast of a creature, jaws opening wide as it roars, teeth coming down on Flux's face, drifting straight through her. Lulu jumps about 10-15 feet back, landing on the ground. Just like that alert that popped up on someone's phone, I heard. Perfect timing.
Oh, sorry, it was my sister. We're driving her too. We're going to Windsor tonight, so
Oh, geez,
we're driving.
no worries
She
at all.
just said yes. Thank you for the drive, Dean.
Okay.
I only mentioned it because the timing on it was so perfect. Like, Lulu jumped back. Bing! It's like, I'm safe. That's exactly how I heard it on my side. I know there's lag, so we don't all hear things at exactly the same time, but for me, the timing couldn't have been any better. What happens in this room, you see a very large dragon, adult probably by the look of it in this room, jaws snapping forward as it tears at a piece of flesh of some form, very large as well, whatever it's being fed. And it's down in the corner of this room that you notice that the light vision is emanating from. You can see, seated back there, with a broad grin on their face, what looks like one of the educators, is wearing the same sort of robes, an adult, probably mid-30s, maybe mid-40s, chucking another large piece of meat towards the dragon that catches it in one hand, while it breathes out a heavy sigh, speaking entirely in Draconic for those of you that would understand how much it enjoys the meal, and it's very tasty. Which causes the educator to respond in kind with a smile, saying to thank them for their help, and they're greatly looking forward to the performance that it'll help shape later today. As you all stare on, the dragon continues to eat for a bit, enjoying its meal. And the one down here in the corner walks forward at some point, holding a very small box that it holds up towards the dragon and gives a nod. Dragon finishing its meal, as it surprisingly wipes its mouth with what appears to be a napkin, but you're pretty certain at one point in time it was a curtain. But I mean, come on, this is a dragon, full size. Dabs over its mouth with a sigh, takes it and says, "Ah, the key. I will keep it safe," as it tucks it into the scales in its breast to seal it away. Light shines over the area before the vision repeats. Which gives Lulu another jump because, you know, the dragon's mouth snapping forward was right where she's at. She chops back. She goes, oh my word, I'm never gonna get used to that. That's spooky. Looks something cool though. Wow. Whole team's like, we bumped into dragons last week, and I'm like, you're about to again.
What? Do we get a sense of the color of the dragon?
Glancing it over, no. You can give a hard perception check to try to scan its features to understand, to see how well you recognize the individual aspects of dragon. Flux has advantage.
Could I guide myself on that check?
You can also use nature for it as well, and by all means.
Cool.
Sorry, I missed what kind of check you said it was.
You can do a perception check on the ghostly image of the dragon to try to determine the type. You can also use a nature check as well.
Okay.
Ugh, a dirty 20.
Perception is much better. Doesn't make a difference.
Not a good roll.
Anyone 15 or better, because this saves the spellcasters from having to start to scan as well. Anyone 15 or better, which is everyone except Bellamy, unfortunately, would recognize it as a red. Oh, that was her D4 roll, 14. Oh, that's so close. Bellamy looking up like, that looks really familiar. It's a red dragon. It's a red dragon. With a 14, like that's on the tip of your tongue. That sort of thing. You recognize it as a red, mighty red dragon. However, I will point out, because I'm sure people are going to be looking immediately, no shackles on its hands, legs, anything like that.
I wonder what kind of bargain was struck to get the help of a red dragon, because they're the most prideful, are they not? Like the most haughty.
Red dragons are generally very arrogant, very prideful. The nice thing about that is, if you have one's loyalty, generally it's good as platinum. And I'll point out, the person who's presently providing this dragon with food has a really big dumb grin on their face and just looks ever so happy.
Does it look old?
The dragon's an adult, for sure. You wouldn't put it as an ancient red, but an adult for sure.
Still an impressive beast.
Oh, yes.
Right, so there's a dragon being kept here, but there's a bed up there. Is his roommates with a dragon?
Glancing towards the room, with what little light permeates it from the vision of the spirit, you can see reflections in there that would put it out of not being a student's bedroom. There's some more advanced tomes on the walls, more information, and a little more personality to it. It appears to be more of a caretaker's space. Maybe a janitor's room, or something of the sort like that. I.e., staff chambers.
Okay. So the staff chambers there, and then this just looks like a little doodad room. Walls are formed. Can I have a look around this little bed chamber, see if anything survived?
By all means, there is a nightstand. That seems to be the only physical thing remaining.
Jade, do you want to take the nightstand and I'll... So it feels like it would be... hands-on investigation, whereas I'm better at just looking around. I'll case the room if you want to get the nightstand. Or I can do both, but I'll definitely miss something.
Yeah, I'll do the nightstand.
Lulu, meanwhile, positions herself at such a point that she can see the entirety of the room you're in, the small little off alcove here, and the room the remaining party members are in here, looking back and forth a bit with peeled eyes, essentially, giving a nod. She's like, I will keep an eye out for that guy. I have to warn you all, though, I'm getting so horribly tired. Oh, walking sucks. Seriously, who thought I put legs on people? That's stupid. So, Jade.
You guys? The Celestials
I'll pick
did
up.
that?
I'll pick up Lulu and carry her for a little bit. You tell me where you want to go.
Lulu's more than happy. She sits on your shoulder. She's like, oh, wonderful. Just stay right here. That way I can see the whole room and to make sure we don't get jumped. She does, though, look towards Alec and shakes her head. And we didn't quite... We're not really responsible for the construction of the spiritual beings in the world. There is a certain aspect of that just forges from willfire and power and capacity. But, I mean... I'm getting into criticism here. This is too much.
Fair enough.
Every 30 or 40 seconds, Flux will just do a little spin. So that she can, like a 360, so she can see around the room.
The first time you do it, Lulu's like, oh, whoa, whoa, I see, very clever. I'm a Lulu turret. Second time you do it, she even holds up her trunk and makes a sound like a machine gun. God knows how she knows what a machine gun is. Probably dwarven technology, but you know, she's having fun.
It's a dwarven repeating crossbow.
Yes. Thwack. Thwack, 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 thwack. Oh. Alrighty, I think I've teased Dan a little enough. So, the nightstand in front of that table that Dan's presently, or that Jade's presently staring at.
I'll give Jade guidance.
I didn't realize my hand was on invisible the whole game.
Then I'll check the bed or something, or
the bed, like the rest,
any...
quite frozen. Underneath it, you can see what appears to be a shovel and a garden rake, but they're fairly worn with age and quite frozen to the floor.
So a janitor or a groundskeeper? Maybe he was both. Bet his name was William.
The ghost just shoots you a glare from the other room. You just made an enemy for life. Had to do
They're
it.
contentious people.
Alrighty, Jade. You doing a perception check or anything of the sort, or just whipping that desk open?
I'll do a perception first.
Alright. Solid mahogany, beautiful construction, looks very nice, though nothing about it stands out to you.
Okay, let's open it.
Ooh, pardon me. Opening it up reveals a very large modicum of detritus in there. Lots of dust, lots of dirt, and lots of decay.
Sorry, can you say that again?
As he opens up the nightstand, it's full of a lot of detritus and worn out things
Okay.
in decay. Doesn't seem to be anything of note in it glancing down.
I would like to take the stuff out and check for a false bottom.
By all means, roll a perception check as you do. And you do indeed find a hidden compartment under there. As it slides open, you can actually see the interior of this compartment is quite well kept. Velvet and velour almost seems comfortable inside of there, and at the very bottom of it you see what appears to be a very small manuscript.
I will carefully pick it up and look at it.
Surprisingly, it seems undamaged by age, wear, tear, or time. And as you flip open to the first page, you note that it says, Rise of the Great Dragon, a play in 4 acts by the Blueberry Theatre. You have acquired what appears to be the script for a play.
Is it a large document? Is it something that could be read quickly, or would it be like a sit down over a couple of hours?
Oh, it'd be a sit down over a couple hours. It's a full play. It's like someone dropping a Shakespeare script in your lap. It'll be a bit of a read. I'm not saying it's as good as Shakespeare before someone's like, hey. Probably
You know
a bit
what?
more derive and drivel than that, though.
Shakespeare is, I'm going to say, overrated.
Some people have agreed on that, I will say.
Yeah.
I don't want to
He
touch that
was
with a 10-foot pole, but... ooh.
The MCU of his age. It was all fine.
He was kind of like WCW, WWF of his era, from what I gathered.
Yeah.
Oh, some of that, so I really like with the storytelling with it. But I mean, you found a script for a play in 4 acts, a very detailed and long one. Rise of the Great Dragon.
Is there, if we flick to the back real quick, is there an unfinished 5th act?
No, it is actually completed. Flipping through it, you would actually see places where it's been noted, parts have been highlighted, little notes and add-ons here and there. One character's part repeatedly underlined. You would assume someone's personal copy of the script.
Just for like, because we're just skimming it, what are the title of the chapters? Or the acts, sorry. Or is it just like Act 1, 2, 3, 4, or is it like Act 1?
No
That's
specific
subtitles
names
here.
on them, just Act 1 through Act 4. Glancing through the document at the details you're giving, you can actually tell that this would be an early draft of the play. It lacks some of the aspects of formality that you would see, but it is in and of itself a complete copy that could be used for playwright. But beyond the working title, it doesn't seem to carry any other words on there. Doesn't have the names of actors who played any of the roles. Just the characters, a brief overview, and then the story itself.
My guess would be that red dragon was the great dragon that rose.
Yeah, maybe it's not as sinister as I thought first thought. Or maybe it's a sinister thing hidden within a play. That's never happened before. A play that's used to open a portal to hell or something like that. That would be ridiculous.
Lulu's gonna chime in. Well, if that dragon was a thespian, well, he's probably just getting paid for the job. That makes sense for a wet dragon. They're greedy as frig.
The acting fee in a red dragon must be ruinous.
Lulu looks over towards the person who's throwing meat at the dragon and looks back at you. She smirks and says, "It looks like it costs an arm and a leg." Oh ho ho ho.
High five. I guess I need to stoop down to high five Lulu because she's on the ground.
No, you're gonna have to go on your tiptoes. She's on Flux's shoulder.
Oh right, she's on Flux's shoulder. I forgot about that. Okay, I do a jump and high five.
I gotta change the picture from the off-topic. John's pictures make me hungry.
It was tasty.
It looks it. Oof, man, that's yummy.
It doesn't have to be complicated to be good. Just saying.
Well, I mean, the nerds are going to love this. And then probably Bellamy. Because it's a play. Does she strike us as an actor? I don't know. Would Bellamy sit down and read the script?
Absolutely.
Genuinely surprised by that. I thought she would be the kind of person who just goes, I'll learn my lines on the night. Don't worry about it. 90%
well,
of the troll.
I was under the impression that we were doing the play right now. So
After a long rest, I can play the part of the dragon. For an hour.
Flux is offended. It's fine, I get it. I mean, like, yeah, you guys should change and, like, it's fine. No, it's fine, Alec, it's fine.
You are greater than a great dragon because I'm pretty sure you could 1v1 a great dragon by yourself.
I don't know. Yeah, I do know I can.
Looks side on at Flux. It's like, what were you saying earlier about tempting the DM? Oh man, he split Jade off on his own already. You're next. Oh no, be careful. Oh, sorry, I couldn't help myself. I had to do it the one time.
No, it's okay. Oh, sorry.
So, I will say, since Bellamy is experienced with Bardic College, she is very much used to skimming through plays, giving them a quick read, and understanding them. She could do it in a short rest. Unfortunately,
hell yeah,
Bellamy would not gain the advantages of the short rest, as she would have to be very active during it, spinning through the book. It's basically your character would say, I could read this in an hour. Where the wizards would be like, it would take us, even the scribe, it would take 2 hours to get through this whole thing. Nimbar probably doesn't want to admit it would take him 5-6 hours because he's not a fan of the arts. Oh, I'm kidding, of course, but you know. If it was Lulu, she'd be like, this ain't happening. Someone read it to me. Actually, yeah, since Kieran's not here, his character is not a fan of the arts. So he'd be like, that would take me too long to read. Way too long. That's totally allowed to change when he returns, but you know, it gives me a reason for his character not volunteering. So if the party wanted to bunker down for a short rest...
I don't have any objections. I think it's been a little while since, it's been a few hours since our short rest. And we could keep going for a little bit longer, but it's up. It's what, 20 past 6.
And
So
Isaac, he'll point out that
Yeah.
his staff has the dispel magic power, so he can just turn this off before they start the rest if you all wanted. It's a guaranteed pass, and it comes off his staff. He's used it a few times for a lot of things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
He'll give a nod, tap the staff twice on the ground, and the room will return to its somewhat barren and quiet state as he dispels magic on there. See, this way when Kieran comes back next week, we can be like, yeah, the DM actually did have your back. You used dispel magic, man. It was really good. You stopped the dragon. Technically.
Just disappeared. Went.
As it disappears in the light, Lulu looks up and she goes, oh, that was awesome. Hey, wait a second. She looks over at Nimbar, then looks at not Nimbar, and then Nimbar, and then back towards the not Nimbar thing. She's like, didn't you say you saw a place with a whole arena area thingy there for plays earlier?
Yeah, he would like describe what he saw again.
Was it big enough for a dragon?
Bigger than this area.
Well, that's fair then. That would have been something to see. Oh, what a sight. So I'll go ahead and I'll skip forward the hour if you all want to take your short rest, because, huzzah, nothing happens during it. Except, you know, Bellamy getting to read a book.
I'll have summoned back my imp before the short rest, then, if we're taking it, because then I'll get the wild slot. What, wild slot? Wild shape slot. I prefer wild slot.
The wild slot, that's
back.
not bad. Well then, as you all take your short rest, I'm going to say what Bellamy gets to read. She thumbs her way through the manuscript quickly. It's incredibly well written, to the point that once you start reading it, the rest of the world sort of goes quiet to your ears. It actually pulls your attention in. What originally started as what you would have imagined would have been a scholarly sort of jump immediately becomes something that you get to enjoy. It's a very well-written story. During the first act, a great hero stands up against a monumental dragon threatening their city. And after days of fighting, it's a stalemate. In the second act, a truce is formed with the great beast so that it would not strike their town any further. In the third act, another dragon came and fought the dragon who they had an alliance with and annihilated everything it held dear until it was alone. And in the fourth act, without being asked to help, they assisted the dragon. And in doing so, saved it, and created a long-standing legacy, a promise between them and the very college you now find yourself in, of peace, prosperity, and working together. It would seem this play is in honor of all of that. Though I will say, you find the story somewhat predictable by the time you make it to the end, especially since it's based off real world, which makes it somewhat easy. The writing, the lines, the way it's presented, is written by a true master of the art. Which is a surprise to you, because you're certain if you ever saw this manuscript on a shelf, anywhere, it would have been famous. The money it could make, with even a crappy group of actors, would be amazing.
So you said it was based on like the real world events. Does that ring a bell? Like, what's this story based on? Like, is it like a historical thing within the Forgotten Realms that we would know of, or?
It's definitely a historical thing, but you've never heard of the mentioned locations in the Forgotten Realm.
Okay, so probably maybe another plane of existence then, like Flux was thinking.
I'd like to imagine that after I'm done reading the script, as opposed to telling you guys the story, I put on a one-man show or a one-woman show and play every single character.
I was gonna say, is it like when Andy retells the story of Die Hard
Yep.
when he breaks the TV in part of the
So then,
Yep.
give me a performance check with Bellamy. And everyone else in the party, give me a perception check. Bellamy knocks it out with a 19 base. Look at that.
If she is going to do that, Jade will offer a hand with some magic.
Ooh.
Nimbar falls blind.
Nimbar, and I'm gonna say copy Nimbar as well, because if you roll those 1 and got a 0, Nimbar has tears in his eyes as he's watching this show. It's the most amazing thing he's ever seen. Copy Nimbar is like, I don't get it. Apparently.
It's a little derivative.
But John, I have to say for Nimbar, he was too moved by the play to be able to actually fully catch it all. The other Nimbar only catches through halfway, so he catches the meaning. Because as they are speaking, as Bellamy, rather, is speaking and doing the lines, one stands out where they mention the world. That such dangers cannot be allowed to go through here. Such dragons building teams and fighting against each other is too dangerous to Oerth.
Okay.
Not Toriel. That's something pretty much everyone noticed except Nimbar. Sorry, bud.
Nimbar, are you crying?
It's just so good.
John's like, screw it, I'm gonna go with it. I like it.
Bellamy starts to tear up. Thank you. I think it was a good performance too.
You see Lulu's rummaging through one of Jade's bags, which might surprise Jade as she pulls out like a bundle of flowers and just starts throwing them. I was my man. I was the dragon was there. I can't believe it, man. He holds up a hand. He's like, I will save you. Poor Lulu. She's like blowing her nose essentially in Flux's cloak and then washing Flux's cloak off and then does it again.
My imp will turn invisible, then beat his wings near Bellamy so that her hair like stirs in a breeze. Oh, she takes her bow.
Oh, I'll drop him back on the map since he has now been re-summoned. He can't fly, but he's doing the wing bat in order to move the wind, and he's making it go.
Yeah,
But
that's the best I can do since I got rid of Druidcraft.
I will say, when he reappears, when you first resummon him back and he's on your shoulder, his eyes are wide and he goes, "Whoa, that was weird, boss. That was really weird." Because first off, when you resummon him, just 1 second here. How do I fix that now that it's been so long?
So I guess he wasn't violently killed this time, he just ceased to be. Wonder if he's going to tell us it was better or worse.
I realized I couldn't just switch it off, so I had to make a quick change here in order to get the whole thing working again correctly. Because when you resummon him, he poofs into existence as an owl sitting on your shoulder. Goes, "Whoa, boss, that was the weirdest thing. Like I was there 1 second and the next second." Except the rest of the party's just, but he's telepathic, so he's communicating with you. And then next thing I know, poof, I'm gone. It's not like the other times where I've been unsummoned either. I go to this extra dimensional planar nothingness. It's somewhat relaxing, but somewhat off-nerving. Very strange. Hey, I got wings! Flaps him a bit. I'm normal again! Yeah, bud. Dances from foot to foot.
High wing, buddy.
And he returns it with a $5. It's like, I don't know how that broke the curse, but apparently being unmade did it? Okay.
Ha!
You're all allowed to make an Arcana check.
Alex saying, so you absolutely have to show up the other owl. We can't let him think he's better. Hey!
Not bad.
So basically everybody with the exception of Flux, and I'm going to give a free pass to this one on Kieran. I know his character does wicked on his Arcana, so odds are everyone except Flux would realize that when you cast Find Familiar, magic was still surging and power effects were doubled. It is possible you pushed past the curse to bring him out in his true form. Whether or not it's permanent, well, you'll have to find out once you leave this place. But Kamachag seems somewhat happy to be an owl again. Stretching around, spreading his wings out, he's like, I haven't been like this since before we went to hell. He's kinda nice. Still can't fly because it's heavy as hell in here, but kinda nice.
I'm happy for you, but do you wanna... I can not dismiss you, but I can, banff you back to your resting place if you don't want to walk.
He's like, no, it's different from the other place I go. I was nowhere. It's all good. I'll just sit right here, and pops onto your shoulder.
Alright, awesome. Hey, calm. Beak careful.
So Kamashag is now an owl once more, comfortably sitting on Alex's shoulder. Can't fly, but that doesn't help anybody right now. So having discovered a piece of information proving Flux's theory that this is in fact from a different plane of existence, which would explain for Bellamy why she's never heard of such an awesome play.
So, just for maybe some context, because I, much like Alec, I'm not 100% on what Oerth is. It's like another setting. I vaguely recognize it.
I'll go ahead and toss that out into the handouts on Discord.
Greyhawk, right. So that was like the first.
Basically everything prior to 4th and 5th edition.
Okay. Oh, even 3rd was there.
3.5 had, 3.5 was very much, here's everything, but there was a lot of it from Greyhawk.
Right. Okay.
I've kind of name-dropped a lot of pieces of Greyhawk, like the city of the bad people.
Yeah.
The free town of, or the free city of Greyhawk.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't know that. So Greyhawk is on Oerth. Right.
Yeah. Greyhawk is, the world of Greyhawk is the, sort of like the name of the campaign setting for all of it. It doesn't actually get brought up anywhere. It's almost like saying the Faerun, except that actually gets brought up. That's old school D&D for sure.
Alright, cool. Yeah, sorry, I was just a little... I knew there was a little connection I wasn't making there. But I'm following it better now.
I'm sure John's furiously making notes. It's like things to read up on. I've actually done a fair bit of that throughout this, putting a lot of pieces towards Greyhawk.
Oh jeez, this... Right, and you said crystal sphere as well. And that's... Oh, okay. So that's like a thing the gods can hold of full of planets wherever anybody is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I see this goes way back.
Oh, yeah.
Way back. Okay. Jillian, we're going to need to go to IKEA and get a bigger pin board and some string.
Add it to the list.
So, nerds. Alec points at the wizards. O Earth, Greyhawk, different sphere to us. How, so is the hells and the heavens, do they link the worlds somehow? How would it get into our hell?
How much would the nerds know? Right? Like,
Well,
like what sort of check can we make to find out how much they would know?
in all truth, the Nine Hells themselves are their own little separate sphere from the mortal realms, as is the Void, as is where the Abyss, where demons come from. If
Okay.
someone banished someone to the 8th Hell, as we've seen here with this place, where they come from isn't necessarily your world. This isn't the only world. Your world is not the only world that was connected to the Nine Hells.
Okay. Right, because I think I'm getting tripped up on something. So when you say plane of existence, because there's the prime material plane,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
if we're
there's like
talking D&D
the
plane, sort of
ethereal
consider
plane.
I'm using the word very loosely. You could say different dimensions, different universes,
Right,
different
okay.
worlds.
Dimension. Okay,
They're not on the
that
not on
helps.
the ethereal plane of existence versus the material plane. Gods in that regard would actually be on a different plane of existence, but that's a different thing entirely. Yeah, I've used they're on a completely different plane of existence, sort of as a different dimension of existence, different
Right.
world, different crystal. That sort of
I follow
aspect.
you now. Okay, because that was another thing. I was like, I must be misunderstanding, because I know that like hags can just jump into the ethereal plane,
Yep.
and it's almost just like a layer.
Think of it
in
more
relation
like
to ours.
the multiverse.
Yep.
Pieces of the
Yep.
shard shattered across.
Okay, I'm with you now. I just don't know why I waited so long to ask those questions.
Oh geez, no worries.
I think I'm trying to channel my inner druid of just go with it, but it's getting to the point now where it's like, you need to start asking more questions, Alec. Okay, right. Dimensions. So that puts a whole new spin on like plane shift and the Dream of the Blue Veil, because you're not just like going up or down a layer in your world, you're like eating across into a whole other thing. I'm surprised that's allowed. Look, it's Uncle Silverspine.
Sorry, I had to do it. It was the perfect reference for right now.
You know what? You could. It's never not time for an Avatar reference.
Especially Iroh, he's the best.
Yeah.
So you've gotten yourselves a nice short rest, and you've also learned a few more pieces of the puzzle. Isaac has turned off the magic in this room, turning off the light, and Bellamy has rocked it out with a 19 on an amazing performance.
Hell yeah.
And let me just say, Jillian, I do promise you, I do have battles in this dungeon. It's just, team kind of went
We're
around.
we're a
No,
nerd
oh no,
heavy
really,
party.
don't even worry about it. I'm quite all right.
Though if you zoom out and you look at the map while having one of the minis clicked, you can see you've covered a fair bit, so warnings on what remains, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gotta be close to one. All right. So this is been pulled into the hell. So that's like okay. You think that the rulers of this place might have something to say about people just yeeting parts of their world they don't want anymore into here?
Aren't we
Oh,
the
go.
rulers of this world?
I don't think they've got much of a say in Kania.
And Dusty?
Yep, Negadusty. Well, I don't imagine Negadusty's happy about much, ever.
Yeah. I think he's pretty happy when he's murdering us.
Lulu'd snort a laugh. She'd nod and say, you know what, I fought beside him. Well, you know, the good him. I gotta say, he looked pretty happy beating the shit out of things, so you're probably right.
Fair enough. It's hard to read into that when, you know, it's your blood spraying all over the place. But, you know, that's, you know, swings and roundabouts.
Lulu also waves one of her legs in front of her face. Plus, he always has that obsidian face thing going on, so I don't even know what he's thinking. Though she gives her head a shake. Probably something about hurting puppies. He doesn't seem like a nice feller. Big smile on Lulu's face. The more I disconnect, the less bad I'm gonna eventually feel when one of you done put knuckles right in his face. Right in his face. Lulu even leans over and whispers to Bellamy, I bet it's gonna be you.
I hope so.
If she could give you a thumbs up, she would. She ain't got thumbs.
Shall we, mosey on down? Keep going down this little path?
I believe your remaining party members are still recovering from their short rest. Though at this point, with how quiet it is, if you wanted to have your character go towards the south, by all means.
Yeah, I'll probably do a little looky-loo round the corner at least. And find
Can
more corners.
see two paths diverged in the snow up ahead. One heading towards the northeast and one towards the southwest. My assumption is Flux is pretty much right behind you with Lulu on her shoulder, because Lulu would point out, well, don't go anywhere without me. I gotta make sure we can see what's going on.
Yeah, I imagine there's probably like a hand through the belt, just so he doesn't wander off too far.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this looks deceptively empty up here. But I can't see in that corner.
You can see what opens up to a cavernous area up ahead past your present pathway. Though, as you've mentioned, it's a little difficult to see too far into it, though it does seem quite empty.
I'll pass without a trace and try and get to here without making too much noise and kind of peek round.
Peering around the corner, and I'll give you a view by doing this quickly. The only thing that stands out to you in this room, besides the sudden whistling of the wind, is the fact that there is an entrance or exit at the very edge of it here, leading out to the side of the mountain, though You're nowhere near the top, and you cannot see beyond the blizzard that tears and spins across the outside. It just seems to be a naturally occurring exit point. I'll go ahead and highlight it on the map as well, just so you have it here.
Huh. Okay, well. It's always good to know where your fire exits are. I guess there's no hint of any tracks. If there's a blizzard blown in here, it'll just be fresh coat of snow.
There's a good pile of snow at the very other side, but outside of that, this area does seem barren. You can always do a survival check to scan for footsteps, or perception.
Sure. No.
Barren. This area is untouched. It appears to be a cave away, where the ground itself has somewhat collapsed in this area. You would imagine, given a few weeks, the snow will fill this zone back up. If I could do localized special effects, I'd have this whole area snowing.
What do your nomise see, Nimber?
Well, as Nimbar peers forward into the next room, it opens up into two areas. One off to the side appears to have the remnants of a fountain place in the corner, though utterly destroyed by the passage into here. Only a few bricks now remain. Though what might catch your eye is to the south. What you would have mistakenly thought was ice at first, at a glance, would quickly catch your eye as crystal. As you can see, frozen inside of it appears to be a woman. An elven woman. Hands clasped together in front of herself and eyes closed, wearing a casual but nice looking dress as well.
Huh. You don't see that every day. I mean, we saw it the other week, but not every day.
Sorry, what did I see down here?
Elven lady frozen crystal.
Oh.
That's the Clip Notes version.
Is it crystal or ice?
What you would have mistook for ice at a glance, it's in fact solid crystal.
Can we tell anything about the person inside?
Elven female. Don't see much more beyond that. Most of this area covered in snow and ice.
I don't even know of any. Oh, is there a spell that can trap people like this? What's the thing? Is it like a modified? What's the name of it?
Imprisonment?
Yeah.
There are definitely spells that can do that. You could always do an Arcana check to examine the ice, though it will be examine the crystal, though it'll be hands-on.
I'll give them bar guidance. Well, you rolled too quick, but I think you got 30. That should be.
Well,
should be plenty.
So Nimbar walks forward, brings up his hands as he starts to concentrate with Arcana, puts them on the edge of the crystal. As you do so, the crystal glass ripples, and your two hands start to slide inside of it.
Uh-oh.
As soon as he said it's going to be hands-on, I knew it was a trap.
Yeah.
But Nimbar does not have a high wisdom, so...
Oh.
So give me a dex save regardless for Nimbar.
Would...
As the crystal first begins to ripple and you would feel the tips of your fingers starting to drift, your natural sense of, I don't want to lose my arm again, that sucked that one time, kicks in, and you pull both hands back immediately. The rippling comes to a quick stop, and with your high arcana check and your own knowledge kicking in, pardon me, you come to realize that this crystal, if your hands had gotten stuck in there, you would not have been able to get them back out. It is a preservation system. Anything put inside is never to come out again. It's meant to stay in there forever. You could dispel the magic, break the crystal, etc., but its purpose is to keep what's inside protected for all time. So long as it exists, what stays inside remains untouched. However, you also know if you'd failed that dex save, given when you were pushing on it, your arms would have got stuck inside there, so there's a pretty good chance you would have lost those. So yes, in a sense, it was a trap. Good job on getting a 20 or better on that dex save. DM looks somewhat disgruntled. Lulu looks a little sad because she had like a ton of no-arm jokes up her sleeves.
I'm sure
You
they
would
were all
have had to hand
pretty
it to me.
armless. Double pun.
Well, John didn't want to give me a hand with it, so I mean,
Yeah.
that's alright, I clap for you. I say these things like I'm cranky, but I'm really not. I have a lot of fun with the little things. So anything put inside of that crystal will never rot, will never wear away, will never wear down.
And so if it's dispelled, we would quote unquote free her?
Essentially, yes. Whatever's inside will be outside if you break that crystal apart.
Oh, so
For Nimbar's
is the
sake,
implication?
I'll point out that it acts like cornstarch. If you touch it slowly, you're going to fall into it. If you strike it very hard with something very powerful, it will break. So, you know, hit it with a sword and it's going to break. You also know it's not the most indestructible of things.
So so if it was broken, then whatever it was keeping alive would shatter with it. So it's not like you could like chisel someone out. It needs to be properly dispelled.
Yep.
Okay.
And it preserves whatever's in it. Does not say that the person inside is alive. It could be a monument to honor that said person. This could be their burial ground.
That's a good point. Can I
Lulu
look
looks
on the
somewhat
ground?
surprised at Jade. Gives him a nod. That's pretty nice. You can certainly do a perception check as you check around the ground.
Or seeing as how Jade said that, I could just give you advantage on a check if you wanna roll this one, just because you came up with the idea. Don't wanna step on your toe pads.
Do you realize how hard that would be?
He pretty
I
quick.
just wanted to,
I would literally have to be like upside down so you could get at my toe pads.
yeah, but I wanted to make a toe pad joke. I just had to say toe pads for some reason. It was like a twitch.
Well, it's toe pad. You drop the ball on that one.
Lulu's presently
You said
crouched down,
perception?
staring like, I think I can hit one. Yes, a perception check as you check around the area.
Well, I said I was helping you look. I don't know if you can. If that would have given
okay.
me advantage or not.
Do you want separate rolls, or is it me just do advantage, or roll again, or what?
Oh, just a second roll. If you have advantage on the roll and misstep the first run off, just toss another one down. There you go. As Jade starts looking and he's checking all around, Alec pats his shoulder and says, no, check the floor first. Jade looks straight down, moves a little bit of dust with his foot and sees a plaque. He says, that? Alex sort of giving a nod, probably that. It says,
That'll do it.
written out in common, but again, that old common that doesn't quite match your own language. Here lies Mariel Arcelor, first great instructor of these hallowed grounds. May she rest eternally in peace. Sorry, first great director of these hallowed grounds. I
That
have
was a
no
mistake.
idea what
Not
Nimbar's...
mean to
okay.
read.
I see a D8 pop up. I'm like, I have no idea what Nimbar's doing, everybody.
Neither does Nimbar, apparently.
It's all good. So this does appear to be someone's final rest. In fact, the first person to ever run as director for these grounds, apparently.
Does she look old for an elf?
She looks as though she's led a full life, but she definitely died young for an elf. Either that or somebody used magic to make her look a little bit younger. Hard to say.
Okay, well, I think Alec would probably walk round the crystal and see if, like, I don't know. I mean, they dress bodies for memorials specifically to avoid this, but if there's any sign of maybe an injury or something, or
Going around and glancing over,
sign of sickness.
there's nothing really that you can notice that would have been any sign of death. They've done a really good job preserving the body and putting it up on display like this.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I don't want to mess with her grave. So I wouldn't. I don't think Alec would do much more. Look. Maybe say a few words in Elven.
As Alec speaks in Elven, her eyes slowly open, her hands spread wide, and you hear a voice echo through the chambers. A blessing on all students who attend here, before the hands close back over and the eyes once more close. Mind you, the blessing was said in Elven.
Alec looks extremely alarmed. Oh, did not expect that.
You see both Isaacs are holding like weapons at the ready and all that, eyes wide and everything. Lulu, meanwhile, looks up and she says, "Oh, well, isn't that sweet? How very nice," and trots away. She's optimistic
So they
after all.
So I don't know what the Faerunian equivalent would be, but it's like they turned her into an animatronic. Okay.
And I think you have a visitor coming. Have you used your door open?
No, it's closed. I bet I'll get the stink eye.
I want to see a Baba.
Hey, buddy, you coming? So if Alex says something in Elvish again, is it the same
The same
response?
process. Yep.
Okay. I can't say I'm surprised that the first director of a magic academy was an elf. Seems like a very elfy thing to do. Bless you, Fergus.
I do apologize. I actually got to get going a little early, guys. You all have a good one, though.
Alrighty,
Oh,
bud.
no
Same to
worries.
yourself. You
Have a good
enjoy.
one.
We'll catch you next week.
For sure. Bye.
Bye. Alright, well I guess we're all good here. I guess we just make our way. Uh-oh.
Where
Back up. There we go. Anyone have any thoughts on what direction to head? I feel like we've got a good chunk of the top of the map fully explored, so I'd be tempted to head this way. But I don't feel too strongly.
You are basically left at this point with 2 unexplored major areas. Whatever's up here on the map, if you can even see me over that far. I'll grab the ruler. Whatever's here on the map.
Yep.
And whatever's down here on the map.
Listen here, you little toe rag. You wanted to come in, now you're scratching to get out. What is that look all about?
You might need to pee. I also have to pee. I might jump off anyway because I gotta charge my iPad, and I feel like I haven't been able to contribute very much either. But you guys carry on until you get to. I assume anytime we're like this, I always assume that Alan has a stopping point for us.
Oh yeah.
So you guys can play until then.
I guess I got like 7 minutes to go.
We can even make this.
I just have to. I can't wait any longer.
Pardon me.
If you want to, I didn't want to rush the end of the game, but I do absolutely have to pee, and I'm pretty sure Fergus does too.
Okay. Well,
there's not much point me coming back. I think.
If that's the
No
case,
worries.
we could
I just
all
went
just.
on a coughing fit. Don't mind me.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm good. It was just
What?
I have apple juice and it went down the wrong way.
Well, how about we move the tokens like up to like this spot, and then we can like leave it on like a little sneak peek into the next area.
I bet you I can probably get everybody over there pretty quick. There we go. Oh, I'll have to move that. And finally, those 2, which can go here. Sweet, it worked. Alrighty. And I
Nice.
just shuffle the tokens around quickly that way. Yeah, that works. I have those other lights set as global, so they're always going to be seen. I'm going to switch that over now before I forget, and put them back over to local light only for the 2 of them. There we are. That makes things easier. So we'll kick up next week as you all decide which direction you're going to continue, whether you're going to go towards this way or go back down the other way. But you've got a week to figure it out, so I mean, plenty of time on that. And I'll go ahead and save the map where we're presently at. So before we bail for the week, any questions, anyone?
Lots of questions,
Oh, yeah.
none of which I know if you can give the answer to. Mostly, what's going on? But that would mean that's the whole point of the story.
Getting close to finding out. And
Yeah.
running very low on encounters that don't involve some ass kickery. I almost got you
Yeah.
all in one there when I grabbed Jade earlier. It's like, oh, you're on your own. Dan, see your private messages. I got him. I finally got him. And then he rolled low. So it turned into a bit of a thing. But
So maybe
unfortunately, that's a smart enemy. And when it lost the drop on you all, it's like, well, I can still get out of here safely. And that's kind of what happened.
we woke up the Planetar and the maze, the Blackrock Gardens, didn't we?
Yep.
Yep.
Right.
A beast that's completely invisible, that can't even be seen by regular invisible vision for some reason. Lulu having warned you, such a thing is done as a punishment when you've removed an angel's image. So that's a very hard enemy to actually see. Jade, however, was uniquely positioned, in that his blind sight gave him the capacity to see it when it was within 10 feet of him.
Right, because...
Meanwhile, Jade's probably thinking, that's really why I was targeted, and yes, it was. It knows you can see it.
Okay.
It also had a few other fun abilities, but we didn't get to bring those up again for the second time around. But I'll leave those hang in the air.
Right. So I mean, the question is now, like, did we just happen to be here at the same time it is, or has it been following us all along? If it has been following us, why hasn't it struck before? I mean, I'm sure we were all sleeping at some point in that devil village.
Gargoth is in the devil village. Would you be an angel and walk into him?
Well, if you were an angel being actively punished and you walked into Gargoth, I don't think he would end that punishment.
I'd make it worse.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. It would be worse for the angel if it got near Gargoth. So the defining factor for protection within that city was Gargoth was there.
That's a good theory. I like that.
It's pretty slick thinking.
That, and for most of it, we were all traveling in groups.
Yeah.
I had to rely on the fact that eventually somebody would be solo. It was going to be that not an Imbar manifest mind thing, but it's like, oh, well, that's just a construct. I'll let it keep going.
Yeah. I genuinely don't know. I don't think I've got anything that would reveal such a creature. I mean, the best I could do would be to turn into a creature with blind sight.
Dragons.
Lamp of revealing. We have a lamp of revealing.
Will that do the trick?
Don't know. We'll have to wait and find out.
How does a lamp of revealing work? Is that like something you can have on constantly, or does it have like charges that you need to...
It's a lamp. And it's...
All right.
So we gotta keep the oil filled and keep it going.
Okay. Well, worst comes to worst, I can transform into a whale and you can cut parts of me off. Lamp oil.
Oh, God.
I came back at a weird time.
Yep. Dean talked about turning into a whale and having pieces chopped
Harvest me.
We're getting some Rick and Morty shit going on here.
Oh!
It could be worse. I could do a moonshine and wild shape into a pregnant elk.
Oh, God. Once Alex sobers up, I don't think he could live with himself. It's like, what have I done? I'm not even sure if that was okay.
This is the first thing they teach you in droid school. Don't do that, it's weird.
Oh my. Alrighty then, everyone. Well, that's 2 o'clock on the nose, and we've got ourselves set in a nice little spot to continue off for next week, as you decide what path to take. But I think I'll call it there then.
Awesome, yeah, well thanks very much for the game. Oh, here's Fergus with his tackle.
Perfect. Gonna be a fun one for next week. Jillian, make sure to have your swords ready. It's pretty much combat left at this point. I'ma kill some people.
Great. I'm always ready.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty, everyone. Well, I'm gonna log off. So y'all have yourselves a great week.
You as well. Thank you for the
Thanks
game.
again. Have a
Oh,
good one.
Salad.
Thank you.
Always a fun time. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.